Okay. God, it's cold. Damn. I think that, I don't know, something about this last week. It's just been like fucking insanely cold. I don't know what happened, but it feels good. I get to be comfy. Honestly, like I'm in it's sweater stream today and everything. Yeah, hi. Hello. Good morning. Hi Winter. Hi Shiki. Hi Opie. I know Opie is kind of hiding away because spoilers and also not feeling great. So give Opie your best wishes, please. But also for spoilers. So yeah, I hope y'all are well, and hello anyone else who might be around. I hope y'all are well. Welcome in. This week has been very blech as far as work, but it's been fun everywhere else. Working hard, doing random little things. It's very nice. How about the new year? Yay, it's so true. It's so good. um, I've been doing random little things, little arts and stuff. Actually, I did set. I'm trying out Fluxer a little bit because I know we were looking for Discord stuff, and I've been hearing Fluxer could be a good alternative or whatever. It's very annoying. I feel like it's not. I can't tell if it's not working on my computer or what. It's like been very finicky, but at least the testing is. At least I've been able to test. Like that's been good. Um, yeah. I don't know. Uh. Alright. Oh my gosh. But you know, just being old. Actually, okay. I had this recipe. It was so good. It was like a pumpkin chili that's on the Budget Bites website, and it was so fucking good. I want to go find it and share it. Why is it all 14 music today? What is going on? There we go. There we go. That's not. I swear to God. Copy. Paste. There we go. Jesus. I don't know why that's been happening. But yeah, no, it was really good. It was really good. I liked it. It was like, oh shit, the pumpkin actually does kind of add, because it's like it's basically just chili, but you add like pumpkin puree in it, and it added more than I thought it would. Or I didn't know it was gonna add. I didn't realize what it like the taste that it would add. It was pretty good. Like it wasn't like anything like super insane or anything. Oh, website. Wow. Yeah, I was able to finish some of the writing that I had left behind last week, so that was really nice. Like I feel like I'm like getting back into my productivity loop as far as my fun like writing and art and stuff. Work, I don't know. But everything else is we're getting back into that loop, and it feels really good. So, okay, but I probably shouldn't spend too much time uh on well let me at least get we're gonna at least get there. But yeah, like today's sweater vibe, I think. So I wanted the sweater. Because that's what I have IRL. Because it is cold. It's really weird. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think it just kind of got really like this past week. It just got really fucking cold, like sharply cold here, which I kind of like. I mean, it feels good, but also like goddamn. uh, yeah, that's sort of vibe. And I'm gonna start setting up the game because I want to get to it. I'm excited. I'm so interested where we're at in this. It should already be set up as far as capture. Oh, you know what? Since I have Steam up, let me grab the link for this real quick and get that to the menu. Can I send the wait, can I Oh, I can do this. Um I set up a Steam community thing cuz I this isn't really meant to be like the full like you know, replacement for Discord, but I thought it'd be fun to have one. Like, I just thought it'd be so, like, I don't know what you do with these really, but I thought it would still be fun to set up, you know. So you can go there if you want. I will probably after stream. I'll if it's on a request thing where you have to request to join. So like after stream, I'll like if anyone does join, I will add you in. I don't know what you do. Like I said, I don't know what you do with the Steam group like that, but I thought it'd be fun. Just like I don't know. I think it's nice to like since we're kind of doing this like finding an alternate for Discord anyway. I figured it would be a nice like way to just you know spread out, have a few options for group connecting whatever. So yeah. Yeah, I guess that is something I did today. Or not today, this week. So okay, but anyway, let's get back to this. Let's get back to the game. So I like kind of remember where we are. It has been a week, a bit. I know we had been, how do I say? Like we talked to Han, so we were trying to figure out some of the inner workings of like the crime scene and everything, and like how really not everything is gonna be how it seems and everything. We're still not quite definitive on a murderer of the 5. Well, okay, we know Morgan killed 4 of them. We're not definitive on the 5th person yet. I think I have my suspicions, but we haven't gotten to that yet. I guess I'm just not sure how much. I don't know. I'm curious how much more of the case there is, just because it seems like it could keep going forever. But I'm excited to see. So, but yeah, we had just finished with one witness with Han, the blue blood like security person, and now I think we're waiting for the next, or I think we're just going for next steps and all that. Okay. Early morning storytelling. Let's go. You won the case. You don't have to look that astounded. Oh, wait. This is not the right thing. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. This is not... That was for the second case. What the fuck? Why did I do that? Let me make sure. I think we're good. Okay. Let me make sure. I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay. I was like, wait, I didn't win the case. What the fuck? Let me make sure. Okay, okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. Cats or Morgan's hypothesis stands. This knife matches Miller's entry wound. Well, how about that? And it matches the wound better than the katana, considering what we discussed yesterday. I'd be ready to say this is definitively the murder weapon used to stab Miller. Okay, yeah, this is right. This is right. All right, that freaked me out for a second. But we're good. We're good. Okay, so we're just getting more of this. Yeah. But I've had no more luck with DNA testing than Sarah did. You weren't able to get anything. Nothing in the range of admissibility. Right, because Morgan used this, so, However, like Sarah, I was also able to perform blood type analysis on the blade. And while I also found AB and B minus, or AB minus and B minus samples on it, I found one more blood type as well, A plus. No. Who's A plus here? I guess you. Yeah, actually, okay, yeah. So maybe that it got used also in the, yeah, or maybe it did get used by the actual kill, by the chop-in killer. 3 people cut with 1 knife. This can't be hygienic. As long as you don't stick it in your mouth, you should be fine. Uh-huh. A+ blood. Who was there that night that had A+ blood? And we do know that. I did just look. Let me know about audio, by the way. I might turn down a little bit. There we go. Your Honor, these findings bring a rather alarming fact to light. If Dr. Sato believes that Miller was most likely stabbed by this knife and not the katana, that means that this knife was also the source of Miller's blood on Suzuki's bindings. So either my client killed 4 men while cycling between a gun, a sword, a knife, a bat, and now a knife with his wrists tied together, all before ever stopping to cut his bindings, or he was still in captivity when the Blue Bloods were killed. But wait, that almost sounds like... Oh god. An alibi for 4 of the 5 murders. Oh my god, we're already starting with this. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. Hold on. We're gonna have it been up for like an hour. I need a second before we start the banging music. Fire. That is not an alibi, Your Honor. Merely an increasingly strong shadow of a doubt. The jury can decide that for themselves. The facts surrounding Tarek Chopin's death still stand. Suzuki Ikaria was the only living individual in the room Chopin was killed in. Suzuki Ikaria is the only person with his fingerprints on the katana. Something he corroborated with his very own testimony just a short while ago. And the defense's theorized fleeing suspect has already been revealed as incapable of committing any crimes. Yes, but unfortunately for the people's case against my client, there is evidence that completely overturns our understanding of how Chopin died. Okay, we're already going. Stop. There we go. Okay. I'm probably gonna min bet. Maybe I probably should not go all in on this one because I'm trying to catch up a little bit. Okay. Because I thought we were gonna match how... Oh wait, no, that wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't relate at all. Okay. Alibi for 4 of the 5 murders. No. The jury can decide that. Suzuki Ikaria is the only living individual in the room Chopin was killed in. Suzuki Ikaria is the only person with his fingerprints on the katana. I think he corroborated with his own testimony. But yeah, because he picked it up after. And the defense's theorized fleeing suspect has already been revealed as incapable of committing any of these crimes. Yes, but unfortunately for the case against my client, there's evidence that completely overturns our understanding of how Chopin died. That is blood on there, right? Because that would actually do it. Let me check something really quick. Because that might do it. Okay. And it is specifically, there is evidence that completely overturns our understanding of how Chopin died. Okay. Which... Oh, I see. Is it the fact, I guess, because, I mean, I guess it would be the fact that we now know that, there's A+ blood, and I just checked, Chopin is A+. It is literally just that, isn't it? Fuck it, she's all in. Very likely to kill... Oh. But definitely used to kill Chopin. Okay, there we go. Good. Yes, okay, we're in. She's all in. What? What are you going on about? Blood typing. Chopin is the only victim with A+ blood. Even my client Suzuki has AB- blood. Yet Dr. Sato just told us about that. A+ blood was found on this knife. That blood could have come from nowhere but the single fatal wound identified on his autopsy. Chopin's blood was all over that scene. That knife could have fallen into it at any point. Oh? Not at any point, no. This knife was removed from the crime scene and never seen by the ARCs. That means it had been moved into the alley before Detective Reyes arrived on the 3rd floor. But Chopin was impaled by the sword. We've all seen it. Yes, but not fatally. How could that stab wound not be fatal? Because it was done later. What do you mean? Yeah, that. Like what I just said. But she said it smarter. Because it was post-mortem. You're basing this on the blood? Usually closely follows the stabbing, yeah. It's the amount of blood, Your Honor. An impalement doesn't leave much blood at the scene because the weapon acts as a stopper. I assumed the amount of blood at the scene was the result of the sword being jostled afterwards because the wound had been aggravated. Oh, I see what they're saying. Okay, that makes sense. But this knife turns that idea on its head. Yes, Chopin was stabbed in the heart from behind, but it was most likely with this knife. He collapsed on the floor dead, then the knife was removed and his corpse was impaled with the sword in the same wound, leaving a mark on the floor. The sword was only then moved around, increasing the wound size and masking the initial knife's entry wound, while utterly soaking the floor in blood. It's a possibility. If I may, Your Honor. This may be just a possibility, but it's a possibility that makes the most sense to me. Yeah, Sato get it. Yeah. Yeah. It explains the irregularities with the victim's substantial blood loss, the pattern of the wound, and the indentation on the floor. It might make medical sense, Dr. Sato, but the sequence of actions you've described are not those of a rational human. They murdered. It doesn't have to be rational. What are you talking about? But wanting to frame Suzuki for the murder seems pretty reasonable, and stabbing the corpse with this katana would be the best way to do that. I mean, you don't have to, right? Aren't there like other ways to? I mean, the fact that it was, well, okay, the fact that it was like cops who clearly hate this guy, like, it's not, I don't think it's gonna be that hard to do that, right? Or like, it's not gonna be that, or there are going to be a lot more options open to them for framing a guy, right? Like, I'm gonna raise. I don't know. Maybe this is. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I'm like, I don't think you needed that. Nope. 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 I'm sure it occurred to them that the sword would point to Suzuki, but if their primary goal is framing him, all they'd have to do is put the knife in his hands. Yeah, exactly. Which, I mean, I guess technically Morgan did do. So, that's true. Swapping out the murder weapon and disposing of the knife is 2 to 4 times as much work. You're making me work. That many more chances to make a mistake. It's nonsensical. Stabbing Chopin's corpse with the katana didn't help them frame Suzuki. So what did it achieve? Made a big mess a poor schmuck would have to clean up. Yes, that's... Chopin's blood nearly destroyed all the red ink dots at the scene. Was AD right? But who says that's a coincidence? What if Chopin was stabbed twice? Just so that his blood would cover up the red ink dots. Okay, so I was like kind of onto something there, but it was like too early about the red ink dots being more redded. This is insane. Makes sense to me. No, not your logic for this. Not your logic for the stabbing. This idea of yours that Tarek Chopin was part of some kind of conspiracy to defraud the city. Agreed, that is insane. I believe just the opposite. You... what? Terry Chopin was an unpopular, straight-laced political aspirant working as a cop only to improve his electability. His personality, his family, his goals. He'd had every reason to blow the whistle on Prop 492 and just get the whole project cancelled, leaving the lower wards in an underdeveloped lurch. A lot of people would hate to see that happen. A lot of blue bloods. But the son of two city councilmen wouldn't care. And an Icaria like my client would be actively rooting for it. Do you think Chopin was murdered just to cover up the fact that Prop 492 had been corrupted? Just all that money left on the table? All the future money coming down the line? That's a much better motive than... What was it you proposed exactly? That my client saw a police officer and would rather stab him than have to explain why he'd killed his captors? Something along those lines. So, like, what's going on now? Did Suzuki do it or not? Oh my god, 80, we are trying to figure that out. What are you saying? That will be cleared up in very short order, Your Honor. With the help of our final witness. Oh, are we actually near the end? Huh. Alright, hell of a start. Hell of a start back into this. But I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. I think, yeah, I'll keep going a little bit. So your wasn't even really used to frame me. It was used to draw more blood from the wound to soak the papers? A very cold decision to make in the heat of the moment. Defiling a corpse just to protect investments. Colder than stabbing someone in the back. In some ways. Didn't think that was up for debate. He's back. Okay, so I think it is gonna be this fucker. Thank you for joining us once again, Officer Rogers. Yeah, I am gonna say real quick. It really does seem like we're just kind of, yeah, it's all in. It's all in on this fucker, I think. Because he's like I think he's kind of the last like logical one to have done this. And he's very weird. So, or he's got a sus vibe about him for sure, for sure. Especially how he took a lot of the earlier time he was here. No problem. Where is everybody though? I don't remember the voice I did for him, so I'm just gonna kind of. I know when I was watching Soapy play it, so I might try and align with the voice that she did for this guy because it was really good. Well, after the shooting yesterday, I'd rather not risk the integrity or celerity of this trial by rescreening every member of the gallery when I've already cleared the room once. Celerity? Speed! Trial's gotta go fast, baby! So true. And it takes everyone a while to find their spot in the stands again. We were almost caught in the line of fire not 24 hours ago, Officer Rogers. Yourself included. Surely you don't find the lack of an audience to be intimidating. Guess not. Where'd we leave off with this guy, anyway? I believe that lawyer over there just accused my late partner of being on the take for the Blue Bloods. I was merely exploring a possibility raised by the witness's sworn statement, Your Honor. That he never heard any gunshots in the area himself. And I stand by that. Yeah, okay, man. Good. Does the defense have questions for this witness, Your Honor? Or should we all continue to glare at one another for the rest of the day? That's so real. Tempting, but I guess we better not. That would be a great game. Glaring simulator would be kind of awesome. Your Honor, we ask that the witness testify once more about how he and his partner arrived on the scene. Yeah, no problem. I'll repeat it as many times as you like. I'm gonna have to call you on that. Alright. Oh, yeah, I forgot to have my notes up because I forgot I was gonna... I needed to write this down as this... or, like, write down the things. Okay, whistle. Huh? Oh, only whistle? Okay. But then my partner heard gunshots. We headed for the nearest known Orca hotspot and headed... Oh, is it just gonna be, like, immediately call that one? I'm gonna take a sip of coffee really quick. Yeah, I guess we are just like, it's just like now that we have this specific new information, it's time to like recall. Adonai, are you waiting for something perhaps? Just savoring the moment, I suppose. There's only one thing to do at this point, and once I hit the trigger on it, things will really take off. Okay. Oh! That's really good. What the fuck? I love that. Quit that already! As I've mentioned, I feel many times by now that is a very unpleasant tone, Adonai. Oh, baby. Sorry, Butterfingers. Hasn't anyone told you it's in poor taste to use the same trick twice? It's been a lot more than twice now. And besides, it's only an issue when it's used twice on the same audience. Speaking of which... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. You could answer that, Officer Rogers. Oh, the sprite. He looks so fucked up. Just to fill you in, officer, what I accidentally pressed just now is a whistle found at the scene of the crime. Weird coincidence that my little slip-up coincided with your phone vibrating. Can you read us the notification you received just now? Or should the court computer simply force open all your devices and splatter your data across the walls? Why? Officer Rogers, you have a so-called receiver application installed on that device, do you not? Yes, I do. Is that in line with department guidelines on use of third-party software on state-provided devices? It's not breaking any regulations. Doesn't need to earn you any demerits to make you look as guilty as sin. You and your partner, that is. Did Chopin also have the app installed? We can go check. Having that app on your phone makes you guilty of something. You'd have to arrest half the cops patrolling the lower wards. Oh shit. What do you mean? It's common knowledge that orcas use unconventional tactics to talk to one another. Flags on buildings, clothes left out on lines, smoke signals, probably even messenger pigeons. Where? Don't jump scare me like that. Huh? Oh, I was like, where are we going with this? When you gotta figure this statuesque, every pigeon is a disaster waiting to happen. You know, she's onto something. Anyway, whistles like that one aren't uncommon. So is it common for members of the police department to try and listen in on the chatter of groups like the Blue Blood Mafia? Lower wards aren't a place a cop walks into without every weapon they can carry. And that goes double for information. So there's nothing suspicious about his phone reacting to that horrible, horrible racket? Adonai, have I had to put up with that noise for nothing? Oh no, not for nothing. The witness is correct, Your Honor. There's nothing suspicious about having a receiver installed on any of your devices, even if you aren't a cop. What's incriminating is the fact that Officer Rogers' device responded to the specific frequency of this whistle. Oh, right, because they have to be, like, synced. That's right. Sorry, officer. A little blue birdie already told the court that you need to input a frequency in order to get alerts for it. Yeah, I know that. So does the whole force, in fact. What? I see. The hell is she reading over there? Officer Rogers, testify about this anonymous tip that the police department received last night. Oh, fart. I haven't seen the submission myself, but it came through the department network straight to everyone's inboxes. Be advised, anonymous tip suggesting potential orca analog chatter at the frequency listed below. Patrol officers in lower wards use this information at your discretion. Oh my god, what? Oh my god, really? So this doesn't matter? Are you serious? That's absurd. What's the point of informing every cop in the city about a secret communications channel? The Blue Bloods would find out their line is compromised within minutes. Would they? I don't know. I don't control how anonymous tips get handled. But as soon as you got an email telling you there might be criminal communications occurring at a random frequency, you tuned into it right away? Believe it or not, I'm a little concerned about criminal communications these days. Having seen my partner murdered by an orca right in front of me. Barely 24 hours before nearly getting shot myself. Wait. Yeah, wait, what the fuck? Back up. You saw the moment of your partner's death. That's news to the court. You know what I mean. Your Honor, the tip was submitted and the frequency was spread throughout the police department network, likely because the Blue Bloods believed it to be compromised, having already been used at a scene where 4 of their members died. Officer Rogers may have the receiver app on his phone, but so do many other police officers in the city. The app doesn't provide timestamps of when frequencies are added, so there's no proof of when his phone first started listening for the frequency. Neither he nor his partner were members of the organized crimes unit. Therefore, they had no criminal informants of their own, and they could not have obtained this frequency before the rest of the department. Since the defense cannot prove that the signal was acquired illegitimately, I never said I couldn't prove that. Okay. Huh? Let me see. So, okay. Neither he nor his partner were members of the organized crimes unit, therefore they had no criminal informants of their own, and they could not have obtained this frequency before the rest of the department. Since the defense cannot prove that the signal was acquired illegitimately? Oh, maybe? Hold on. Let me, I want to check. Okay, I want to check really quick on some of these to make sure I have all of the... Oh, no, that's personal. Oh, unless they're saying like, oh, that's actually not personal number. That's like, okay. Actually, that wouldn't matter. That wouldn't matter. I don't know. That's not even on there. Why am I... Okay. Should confirm that the data pad is locked to Greek's fingerprints, making it difficult. I mean, I guess the fact... Well, that doesn't make any sense, because, like, why would Chopin have found that, then? I don't think the fingerprints relate to that. Okay, I was curious if, like, any of the, like, legible text would make... would be able to help, but I don't think so. It looks like it's all just about the, like, specific, things being or like propositions. I guess something I am trying to think about is, and I'm trying to think of how I want to explain. Oh, I need to look at that. Mac US. I forgot to do that. Maybe it might be that, because they were aware of these people before. And if it was Tarek Chopin who helped out on this, then maybe. I'm gonna lowball, I think. She's sort of in. A gun? What of it? Not just any gun. A Mac US, legally registered to Anchor Tan. And how do I know that? because this gun was identified and scanned over a week ago, when Tanks was briefly detained by some well-meaning officers on patrol. That report. Officers TC and HR reported the following. Subject in possession of firearm in violation of parole. And subject in possession of suspect communication software installed on personal phone. He wrote all of that in the report? You and your partner found the emergency frequency for Creek's pod over a week ago by skimming Tanks' phone. And sat on it until last night, when you kindly dropped it off in the tip box. The hell are we even saying? Why would we frisk a perp, get good intel, and keep it to ourselves? For fun. For the same reason your partner might report a generic shots heard over the police network when he already knew exactly where to look. The same reason he'd be ecstatic at finding documents on Prop 492 at the site of an Orca bloodbath. You wanted your gold stars. You wanted to be first on the scene at the site of a blue blood massacre. Counsel is badgering, Your Honor, and losing her meager thread of logic in the process. The previous witness testified that there was, in fact, a silent alarm that night. A silent alarm that needs to be actively pressed. It could only have gone out before Creek's heart stopped. Said witness responded to the alarm by traveling on foot. I know, god damn, this music's fucking crazy. Like, Lena Rain, thank you. It feels like it actually does really feel like the vibe of like a lot of the prosecutor themes in Ace Attorney, but like turned up. It's so good. Or like given its own like spin that Lena Rain only she can do. So I'm like, yeah. And it's for Emma. Yes, yeah. Lena Rain did this theme, and then the theme earlier, that's Morgan's theme. Milk. Hi. How are you? Hello. Let me do this raid stuff, and I'll find that for you, Shiki. Hi, Milk. How are y'all? How's it going? There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Hi. Welcome. I hope it was just art, right? Or it was art, right? Yeah, it was. I hope the art was good today, Milk. Hi. Hello, everyone else also. It's Basage. Yeah, you know? Whenever you're Basage. If y'all are new here, I'm Timpani Umbra, your Void Elf and silly adventurer. I play a lot of platformers and RPGs and like smaller things. And today is Of the Devil. We're very far in the game, so spoiler warning for like episode 2 if this is something you want to play, and you really should because Of the Devil's fucking amazing. But yeah, so we're doing that. We've been doing that today. I think we're near the end of the chapter, so we might actually be finishing today as well. But I was talking really quick about Lena Rain, the awesome composer, and some of the music she did for this game, such as the thing you're listening to right now. Here's this song that's the theme of this character, Emma. And then this is Morgan's theme, also done by her. That one played earlier, but yeah, there you go. So yeah, Lena Rain worked on this. It's fucking awesome. Let me think. Yeah. If you need, so thank you, but thank you for rating in, Milk. Atlas said, it's very basic of you to do. If you need to take care of yourself, please go do that. Please go eat or rest or whatever you need. And it's great, but it's great to say y'all a lot. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Very much. So, yeah, and I'll probably go ahead and get back to it. But thank y'all very much for stopping by. What? And yet arrived well before Rogers and Chopin. The lower wards are maze-like. She could have been closer. That whistle has a limited range over which it can be received. You propose that Officer Rogers and Chopin were within that limited range at 9:45 p.m., yes? Obviously you do, or else they never would have received the frequency at all. So if person H is on foot and individual R is in a police car, and they both receive a signal at the same time, and a train leaves Appletown at 3 p.m., that seems like an irrelevant factor. Good music cut, thank you. All the court need to consider is this. How could Officer Rogers and Chopin have possibly arrived later than someone traveling on foot if all three were within that range? Can't believe I told my geometry teacher that none of this would ever be useful. You're a robot? This isn't geometry, damn it. It's just logic. The fact is they did arrive later than Han. If I'm right about the motivation for Chopin's actions that night, if he was sitting in his police car and suddenly got a notification telling him some blue bloods were having a life or death emergency, how would he react in that moment? It would seem that the defense does not have evidence available to address this contradiction, Your Honor. Evidence explaining exactly how Chopin proceeded to the crime scene. I don't know. Do I? What the fuck? Hold on. What are we proving? Okay. Evidence explaining exactly how Chopin proceeded to the crime scene. The fact is they did arrive later than Han. If I'm right about... Hold on. Oh, okay. I see. Because the idea is... Okay. Yeah, I need to think all of this through a little bit. So the idea is that how did Han get there first? If Han was on foot, the policia were in their car, and they were all within at least a similar range to get the signal. Okay. If he was sitting in his police car and suddenly got a notification telling him some blue bloods are having a life or death emergency. The fact is they did arrive later than Han. If I'm right about the motivation for Chopin's actions that night, if he was sitting in his police car and suddenly got a notification telling him some blue bloods are having a life or death emergency, how would he react? It would seem that the evidence explaining exactly how Chopin proceeded to the crime scene. Do we have that? Yeah, no other injuries. I was curious if that might lead to something, but... I mean, is there anything about, like, I don't know, could we be like, London, was there another police car there or something? I don't think so, but I'm just like, maybe. I don't see anything. I think I'm supposed to stay. Regretfully, Your Honor, we do not have such evidence in our possession. But fortunately, Your Honor, we live in a surveillance police state. Pardon? And that makes it pretty easy to surveil police officers. Okay, good. I was like, that has to be, like, it, right? Like, I could reference, if I wanted to, I could reference, like, London or something. The officer's patrol car, their cell phones, traffic cameras, and optics data. I could request any of it. Hell. Your Honor, I formally so point out all of it. This is the other Lena Rain theme. It's so good. Bleh. What? What? Can she do that? I'm not sure. I'm still learning. Reyes' drunken swipe at my front door reminded me exactly how much power the police have. But it was her dutiful checking in that made me realize just how hard it is to lose a cop in this city. Whatever it takes to answer this question for the courts, after Officer Chopin reported that he heard shots fired at 9:45 p.m. Exactly how long did he and his partner do donuts in the parking lot before actually driving off to the scene? Ooh. Kind of a big ask in the defense, but it's entirely doable. Do the people object? The people, of course, object to any data collection effort that would be a waste of taxpayers' money or a violation of their privacy. So we would prefer that the range of this request be narrowed somewhat. Narrowed perhaps from everything to something. Happy to do that, Your Honor. I promise not to act like a kid in the candy shop when browsing through. If you do this, if you sub point of that data, you'll expose you as a murderer, you fucking bitch. Ah, that's fun. You'll just see me driving like a lethargic moron. Officer Rogers? He seems different. Hardly recognize him. Agreed, but I recognize his type. Soldier. Your Honor, what the defense is suggesting is largely accurate. Pardon? That's a first. Damn. Though there are some corrections I feel I should make at this time. No objections here? Officer Chopin is the one who discovered the frequency when we apprehended Anchorton. He entered it into both our receiver apps at the time, without my knowledge. It wasn't until the night in question that he chose to inform me of the intel that he had obtained, and how he planned on acting on it. This guy, wow, this is a hell of a change, Jesus. At 9:45 p.m., we received a signal. Before I could react, he had put on a notice on the police network that he had heard gunshots. It was at this time that he told me to drive towards Blue Blood territory. As he started to explain to me what he believed we would find, I chose to take a suboptimal route. Oh. We spent several minutes in traffic as he berated me for my sense of direction. So you both knew the silent alarm would lead you to some kind of Blue Blood emergency? But only you realized that meant you should take your time getting there. Logically, a silent alarm is triggered during a confrontation, not afterwards. I had no desire to walk into the crossfire of an orca gunfight without backup. Blech. You could have had backup, easily. My partner had no desire to share our intel, or how we obtained it. I apologize to the court, Your Honor, for being evasive or misleading during these proceedings. Okay, whatever, bitch. Whatever, fucker. And I intend to take full responsibility for doing so. But I was not eager to admit the role my own cowardice played in these events. Nor would I ever want to imply that Officer Chopin was responsible in any way for his own murder. Yeah, because you did it. Very warm sentiments from the officer. Delivered with a voice as cozy as ice water. So you're telling the court that you and your partner arrived at what you expected to be a bloodbath, and you still shot the lock off a door and started stomping around inside while separated from one another? Respectfully, ma'am, with the route I took and the time it took us to arrive, we expected to find all targets neutralized. That expectation was reinforced when we arrived on the street and found the whole vicinity dead quiet. Yet we were still the first on the scene, despite my stalling for time. I think that might have enthused my partner, who was excited, and I let him set the pace. It's my deepest regret that I agreed with his request to split up. First to arrive on the scene, we know that wasn't the case. A Blue Blood got there well before you and your partner. That's what you were talking about? The witness wasn't present for that individual's testimony. He's merely giving the facts as he knows them. And he can't have known there was a Blue Blood in the building. On the contrary, he already testified about encountering them yesterday, as they made a not-so-silent retreat down the alleyway. That was a Blue Blood making all that racket? I see. My partner, Chopin, he shouted that there was someone scrambling around down in the alley not long before he was killed. He must have opened the windows on the 3rd floor to check. Wait, yeah, what? That's a new detail, Officer Rogers. I think we leave it there for a second because I do want to take that break. But yeah, wait. That kind of changes the order of things, right? Because more and more, this guy's kind of implied he was there for a little more than just seeing his coworker killed. So that's new. But yeah, we'll be right back and we'll see what the fuck that means. So take care of yourselves. Food, water, med stretch, bathroom, and we'll be right back. Let me actually pick a song because I don't want to. It's been a lot of 14, and I want to pick something different. Um, let's do. Oh, where is? I think it's this one. Yeah, we'll do this. Okay, be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. It was a little longer, but we are here. Okay, I guess making the intermission warning and announcements helping. It might have just been something about, like, the bot trying to send chat messages and having a problem with that. Maybe that's it. Okay, but anyway, let's hit it. Wah. And wah. Let's go. I'm excited. So we got a new twist. Let's see. Pardon me if I failed to mention it yesterday. Yeah, fuck you, more like. It occurs to me you weren't present in the courtroom when this other curious detail was brought to light. The fact that there was another weapon at the scene of the crime. A bloody knife, which somehow ended up down in the dumps. Know anything about that? No, ma'am, I do not. Playing dumb? Wrong move. But I do know scientists is a bunch of amateurs with conflicted priorities. Explain this to the court, then. Forensic analysis has already shown that this knife was the murder weapon used to stab Miller, getting a healthy amount of blood on it in the process. It's also been established that this knife must have been what my client used to cut his own bindings. If you say so. The evidence says so. If the defense isn't interested in asking the witness questions, perhaps they'll answer mine. What does that have to do with Officer Rogers? Everything, of course. Allow me to show you why. Oh, okay, we're not doing the blood? Alright, Oh, this is about, sorry, wait. Okay, this is about this guy, not, I'm thinking of Choppin, so, okay. So, okay, what does this have to do with Rogers, specifically? Oh, probably that, right? Because Rogers was arresting Suzuki. She's all in. We know for a fact that Suzuki had to use that knife to cut his bonds, and Detective London has testified that Officer Rogers apprehended Suzuki alone. So why can't the officer who apprehended the man last known to be using the knife tell us how it ended up in the alley? That is a question well worth asking the witness. I have no idea what you're talking about. When I found your client, he had the Mag-US and he had the sword. The sword he had stuck through my partner. This knife you're talking about, where'd you find it? In the trash. Drum. Down in the alley? Well, then some crime scene tech idiot must have thrown it out thinking it was bio-waste. Or some scientist lackey tossed it as a prank. I wouldn't know. Because I spent hours being debriefed in that room on the 3rd floor when they set up the arcs. Spent all night in a room with my partner's corpse. Never took a trip down to empty the recycling bin. We know the knife was with Suzuki at one point, and we know it ended up down in the alley later. So it stands to reason that someone had to walk it downstairs and out of the building. If Rogers never left the room all night, then someone else must have moved it. No, you could just throw it out the window. What do you mean? Zero points for you. Also, why are we doing this against Sarah? 0 points again? All that processing power and you can't manage to think in 3D? What the fuck was that? It doesn't matter if Officer Rogers stayed in that room all night, Your Honor. All anyone needed to do to dispose of the knife was step out onto the fire escape and drop the knife down into the barrel waiting below. Did he not think about that? What? No need to leave the 3rd floor. No need to leave the crime scene at all, Officer Rogers. What kind of trick shot bullshit are you talking about? Oh, he's cracking. He's cracking. That is a long drop, Your Honor. A straight drop? Gravity's convenient like that. The target was a small drum in a dark alley. Said drum was burning when the police arrived. The target would have been plainly lit, and I've taken both of your arguments into consideration. After much deliberation, I have come to the conclusion that the proposed method of removing the knife from the 3rd floor is not actually that hard to do, assuming a modicum of hand-eye coordination and a basic understanding of Newtonian physics. Well, obviously, couldn't anyone manage that? Practice martial artists who are masters of every muscle in their body, individuals like yourself. She really wants to... She I love how much she's been, like, adamant on detailing Suzuki's chiseled hot body. That's so good. And me. Oh, okay. Oh, might find it hard to relate, but there are some who would struggle with the task. Yourself and I. Wait, hand-eye coordination. Eloquently put, Your Honor. So you must agree that... Oh, fuck. Right. So you must agree that someone with hand-eye coordination so bad that they hold the record for worst marksmanship in the police department. Someone with such poor aim that they opted to physically assault the target rather than shoot them. Someone like that might find it impossible to pull that off. Fuck, I didn't even think about that. Are you talking about me? She's talking about me, Your Honor. 80, what are you talking about? And while I find her tone unflattering, none of what she said is false. Apologies that dropping the knife from the fire escape didn't occur to me as a possibility. It just must be that for me personally, such a method of compromising a crime scene is not only unthinkable, it's impossible. Of all the stupid details to come back and bite me in the ass, the piss poor end that London mentioned. Is it possible that Officer Rogers faked his poor aim at the academy? It's easy to not hit your target, but why would he intentionally flunk a shooting test years ago to give him such a strange alibi here today? He didn't flunk his test. He got the very lowest score you could possibly get while still being certified. Good lord, you'd have to be trying to... Oh. If his goal was to receive the exact minimum number of points needed to pass, his margin of error would actually be much smaller than anyone simply doing their best. But then, what about when he first saw me? It's true that any other cop who saw me standing over their dead partner would have just unloaded. Instead, he ran up and hit me. If he's not actually that bad of a shot, why am I still alive? That's the story Rogers has been telling so far, that he instinctually didn't bother to fire. His gun wasn't discharged, and Suzuki's got the bruises, so we accepted that line of reasoning. But if I assume he's more dangerous than he's led us to believe, why wouldn't he have just shot Suzuki when he had the chance? Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, the fact that that's actually really interesting. The like intentionally getting the minimum score you can versus trying your best to do good. Huh. He could have told his fellow officers whatever story he liked afterwards, and we wouldn't even be having this trial. I feared for my life. That's all he needed to say. Under what circumstances would it have been impossible for him to claim that? Your Honor, I'm reminded just now that my client and the witness were in a physical altercation. Apprehended a murder suspect, yes. Surely you aren't suggesting I needed unreasonable force. If anything, you used unreasonably little. Not at all, but I imagine things happen fairly fast. Isn't it possible that a knife on Suzuki's person may have been knocked away to a corner during that moment? What are you... It may have. Can't say that I would have necessarily noticed something clattering to the floor while I was trying to cuff a violent prep. Wasn't he bad at cuffing? Perhaps, Your Honor, the witness sought to testify about everything he recalls from the moment he confronted my client. Jogging his memory might be the only way we can adjust these gaps in our knowledge. No objections. Then let's hear it. Good versus evil, man versus machine, cop versus robber. I'm not a machine or a robber. Don't worry, Sasuke. If need be, Ad and I would go through a whole trial just to prove you're a machine. Aww, that's so cute. What kind of joke is that? That's adorable, actually. Oh my god. Okay, Yoru. Fire. Escape. And Med Records. I should probably write Suzuki Med Records. Okay. And that blue blood fled down the fire escape into the alley. I poked my head out the second floor window. But then I heard a sickening thump from above on the third floor where I knew my partner was. Reflexively, I drew my service weapon and rushed up the stairs where I saw the defendant standing over my partner's dead body. I was shocked, but he was clearly injured and the sword was stuck, so before I knew it, I was running at him. He turned to me with dull shock just as I whipped my pistol butt into his forehead. He collapsed after that, and the room was a mess. My blood was pumping. If he had dropped a knife at that time, I wouldn't have noticed it. Despite his change in posture, he's still telling the same story. Yeah, he hasn't changed his tune. but he is giving more detail than ever before. One of those details is about to bite him in the ass. I think I might have an idea. I want to review one thing real quick, but I'm going to take a sip of coffee first. Yummy coffee. Yummy. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. Let's go. So I want to check the... Blood from various sources across the interior front of the body. Numerous bones. Left hand broken. Whispers on the interior front side of the body. Largest wound found on the crown of the skull, back of the head near the top. Because I'm like thinking, I wonder if one of these injuries is contrary. Just as I whip my pistol butt into his forehead. Because that would make sense, I think. To that last one, right? I'm just trying to think, because like obviously a lot of the marks, the injuries on Sasuke were so all over the place, so it's hard to fully tell. I'm just like, that detail is very interesting. The whole pistol whip on the side of the head, or on the forehead. So I'm trying to figure out if like I guess, well, let me ask this. The way he says forehead, could this still overlap? I'm like trying to think if forehead is explicitly like the front of the top of your head, like, and if the side would be a different thing, I guess. And that's like, it's something I actually wouldn't mind if like a chat member knows, just because I'm like, it's not really a game knowledge, it's just like I don't know the definition of forehead versus like whatever this is saying. Hi Vatra. Fine, I'll do that. Maybe that'll help me figure this one out. I hope you're doing well too. Good to see you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna go through it really quick again, and if I don't see anything else notable, I might gamble on that point specifically. Breakfast salad with feta cheese and tomatoes and cucumber just drenched in salt, pepper, and olive oil. Ooh, that sounds really good. Oh my god, that sounds so good. I love that. Yummy. Okay, I'm gonna read this one more time. I think I want to try gambling on that one bit because I'm not entirely sure. I will actually check one thing really quick on the fire escape. Oh yes, get the olives, of course. Get the olives. There's a second thing I could maybe see, but I want to try this first. She's all in. Oh, I was right. Yay. Good. Yay. Okay, cool. Sounds very brave, Officer Rogers, but that's physically impossible. How could you have knocked my client out with one strike to the forehead when it was the back of his head that was injured? It was like semantics, but I figured out the semantics problem I was having, so that's good. Olives sound really good right now. Goddamn, I don't know why. I don't usually eat just olives on their own. They're usually in food, but that sounds really nice for some reason. Well, anyway. What are you talking about? Yesterday he had bruises across his entire body. An exaggeration that doesn't hold up to the scrutiny of his actual medical record. Largest wound found on crown of head. The crown, as in the top of the back of his head. The butt of a pistol leaves a surprisingly specific impression on the human body, Officer Rogers. I assume Dr. Sato is still in the building. Perhaps we should call her back and have her examine my client on the stand. Suzuki, you'll have to remove your shirt. To get my head checked? I don't want to see his abs. No, that would be a waste of time, Your Honor. Counselor Morgan has taken advantage of some rather vague wording in the medical record to make her argument. Largest wound. But the fact is, the defendant was covered in various bruises all over his body when he was taken into custody, including on the front of his skull. She's not wrong. I still remember every ache. It's entirely possible that when Officer Rogers struck the defendant on the forehead... Oh, bleh. It's entirely possible that when Officer Rogers struck the defendant on the forehead, the blow was glancing, but still hard enough to knock the defendant backwards. Really? And had he fallen backwards hard, he very easily could have sustained a large wound to the crown of his head at the moment he hit the ground. Respectfully, Your Honor, that's ultimately not something either the people nor the defense are experts on. But even if we were, neither of us could examine wounds that are no longer visible. Suzuki's injuries, they mostly healed as of this morning. That injection helped you sleep really well last night, Suzuki. Your Honor, as I see it, either we could extend this trial indefinitely, with both the people in the defense flying in an x-ray specialist, a contusion analyst, to argue back and forth about fracture lines, or we could accept that events more or less took place as the witness described. He hit the defendant on the head, and the defendant fell backwards onto the floor. If the head wound's open to interpretation, then... I feel like this feels instinctually raised, but let me check this really quick. Both the people in the defense flying next. He hit the defendant on the head, and then the defendant fell backwards onto the floor. Well, wasn't there also a side wound? I'm gonna try. She's all in. Forget expert witnesses. Let's all just look at the medical data with our own two beepers. 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 Officer Rogers claims that Suzuki was hit on the forehead and fell backwards, but what would he have fallen onto? If he's, oh yeah, if he's backward, I guess he would have fallen onto Chopin, right? In that room? Probably blood and guts. Yuck! Yeah, yucky. You're exactly right. All kinds of firsts happening in the courtroom today. You go, 80. He would have gotten blood all across his back. But that's not how he looked when he was arrested. The medical report clearly states that he had blood on the front of his body, telling us that Suzuki could only have fallen forward. And what of it? Maybe he did. Maybe he turned his head weird while trying to dodge. Things happen fast. Don't try to bullshit a bullshitter. Real. Fast enough that you may have, in fact, actually struck my client from behind? Yeah, maybe. Took him by surprise when he was no threat to you? What? No. Easy target to knock out at that point. Makes sense why you wouldn't use lethal force in that scenario. No, he was... That guy's got nearly a full head on me. True. True. I don't deny it. Which makes it highly unlikely the witness could have simply hit him on the ground. If things happened, well, wouldn't it be hard to hit him in the forehead then, too? I don't know. If things happened as you say, and he had the element of surprise, he would have simply aimed for the easiest target possible. The one easiest to reach. The center or bottom of the skull. I guess bottom, yeah. Not quite. Excuse me. I never said that my client was standing up when this happened. I guess he was trying to grab the sword, right? You mean he was asleep? No. Considering that he was struck on the crown of his head, it's obvious that at the time, Sasuke Ikaria was bent over getting the sword. My client must have been bent over. He was bent over when the witness came from behind, and Adonai... What? Why are you interrupting me now? Because I thought you were... Because I thought you would want to know you were about to phrase things in a way that would sound very silly. What are you talking about? Sarah's right, Morgan. You should let her take this one. What? It was when Sasuke bent over to pick up Yoru. That's when Officer Rogers struck Sasuke on his crown. As I've said, one thing I do remember besides walking out there was picking up my sword. Picking it up off the ground. Having your android argue the weaker points for you now, counselor? Not exactly the bravest tactic. Tactics are for freshening your breath. What the fuck? Okay, tic-tac reference? What? What can you claim is weak about the argument? Positioning. If your client really had walked out of that holding room and was then immediately hit from behind, where could his assailant have possibly been standing? Sasuke had to get out of his bindings first and then push open the door. And he wouldn't have been concerned with keeping quiet as he went. There would have been plenty of time for someone to hear him rummaging around in there and figure out where they could hide. In the corner of the room. Here. That doesn't work. If that was the case, your client would have fallen face first here. But instead he was apprehended here, in the center of the room. Hey, makes sense to me. Looks like he dropped a sack of potatoes by the door, sure. Oh, dropped like a sack of potatoes. But then he was dragged to the center of the room. Would explain the streaks of blood we can see were discovered on the floor. So those weren't left by him guiding his feet in order to move silently? I was hoping to learn that technique. Your Honor, I fear the defense may not realize the weight of the implication that her statement carries. If, as she claims, Sasuke Ikaria was knocked unconscious by Officer Rogers the moment he walked into the room... we're doing it! Then my client never had any opportunity to stop Choppin in the back. And the only remaining individual who possibly could have killed him would be me. Here we go. Here we go. Yes. Any thoughts on that, officer? There's one thought that's been frustrating me for some time, actually. One I expected the prosecutor to voice, but perhaps I misjudged her. You what? That's it. We gotta kill this guy. He was mean to Emma. And not in a Yuri way, but in an actual, like, dick way. None of what you're saying makes any sense. You say I hid in the corner to surprise Sasuke? And that I did what? Snuck up on Choppin? How could I do any of that if I was downstairs at the time Choppin was killed? At the time Sasuke killed him? It's not the thought that the thought hadn't occurred to Emma, you idiot. It's that once I address this point, your entire testimony falls apart, and the truth of the case becomes crystal clear. There's no misunderstanding on my part, and I suspect none on the part of the people either. Because the truth is, when you and your partner arrived, you must have immediately... KO. Taking the lead, I guess? You were the one who took point, not your partner. Excuse me? Choppin shot open the lock, sure, I believe that. He was the one all gung-ho about coming there anyway. But after entering, you went ahead of him, while he covered you. What? You already told us that you wanted to stall, wait for backup. If Choppin charged forward, you couldn't slow him down. But if you went first, you could go as slowly as you liked, and Choppin would be forced to match your pace. You were the one who cleared the room and shouted that everyone was dead. I told you. I testified. So did your blue blood tail. Testified all about how you and your partner separated on the second floor. Objection. Mischaracterization of testimony. Oh, 1 second. Oh, okay. The witness the defense is referring to did encounter 2 officers, but the witness never identified either of them. The Blue Blood didn't need to. All they were waiting to hear was whether any Blue Bloods were alive. So after Rogers shouted down to Chopin that everyone was dead, they bolted out the 2nd floor window. And when Chopin shouted someone was in the alley, Officer Rogers opened the window behind Creek's body to try and spot the runner. Then he ran down the fire escape to try and follow them, only to give up when he saw there was no ladder to get down with. It's entirely possible that... Wait. Yeah. It's entirely possible that Chopin yelled that someone was in the alley from the 3rd floor. The scene of the crime is soundproof, remember? No one in that room would notice a commotion in the alley unless they'd already opened the windows to check it. So since Chopin yelled about it, he had to have been the officer who stayed on the 2nd floor. This Blue Blood rat of yours just misheard. Or they're lying. There's no proof for any of this. Yes, there is, officer. I am a little mixed up, so I will probably have to take a second on this. Let me get a sip of coffee. I do need to reread the log, I think, because I am a little... There are a lot of variables I'm trying to get, like, you know, oriented in my head on this one. Okay. What we're waiting to hear was whether any Blue Bloods were alive. So after Rogers shouted down to Chopin that everyone was dead, they bolted out of the 2nd window. And when Chopin shouted someone was in the alley, Officer Rogers opened the windows behind Creek's body. Just try and spot the runner. Then he ran down the fire escape to try and follow them, only to give up and saw there was no ladder to get down with. It's possible. And the scene of the crime specifically is soundproof. No one in that room would notice a commotion in the alley unless they opened windows to check it. So since Chopin yelled about it, he had to have been the officer on the 2nd floor. Okay, so we're trying to prove that Chopin was the officer on the 2nd floor. Okay, I think I understand the main point I need to do here. I like that. I just noticed this. I like that the cards have like little like icons for like, because like this is like a screenshot, this is the actual item, that kind of thing. This is like a program or whatever. Like that's actually really neat. I like that little detail a lot. That's very cute. I do wonder if it would have to involve this, but let me, what was I gonna do? Wait, is that the main thing? There's no proof that Rogers... Oh, wait. Oh, I'm blind. Okay, it's this then. Wait, no. Hold on. She's all in. That scrap of paper was found by the 2nd floor window seal. But it's not just any scrap of paper. It matches the Redding documents that were found where the pod died. And it happens to have a partial boot print on it, proving that someone stomped from the crime scene down the fire escape and into the 2nd floor. That doesn't prove anything. Your own client could have left that boot print. My client was arrested barefoot, remember? You should. You did the arresting. That maybe Chopin... If Chopin was the one who brought the scrap down from the 3rd floor, that would put him behind you, meaning you couldn't have walked in on him being attacked by Suzuki. Ugh. Counselor, even if we accept that Rogers was on the 3rd floor and then moved down to the 2nd, the sequence you're describing ends with both officers reunited on the 2nd floor, with neither of them dead. But obviously Chopin did proceed to the 3rd floor because that's where he was killed. So now we're back where we started. Back where we started? You're forgetting one key detail in this new sequence of events. At the time the officers reunited on the second floor, my client was already unconscious. Right. Meaning, the only person who had a chance to kill Officer Chopin was, in fact, none of this shit matters. This lawyer's trying to accuse me of killing my partner. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why would I do something like that? Okay, bitch. Depends. What? Depends where you live. Not uptown, I assume. What's it to you? Oh. Single bedroom. Yeah, whatever. Not great. Excuse me. And having to ride around all day with some insufferable, spoiled, rich stick in the mud. Knowing the whole time that you, your job, your whole goddamn police department, it was all just a bullet point on his resume. Counsel is badgering the witness in lieu of making an actual argument. Apologies, Your Honor. I'll state the motive plainly. Prop 492 was corrupt. Blue Bloods and worse would profit off it at the city's expense. But it would also bring economic relief and badly needed repairs to the lower wards. Might also stop the canopy from, you know, just falling down and crushing everyone who lives there. The giant rotten pizza. But a climber like Chopin wouldn't care about any of that. Every photo I've seen of this guy, he's had a big stern frown. But I'll bet he was grinning ear to ear when he found that red ink. Wait, let me... Yeah, okay. Must have made you sick to your stomach. So you killed him. And then you bled him like a pig to try and destroy the documents he'd have plastered all over town. You're crazy. That's not possible. Do the people have anything to add? Emma hates losing, but she's not stupid. She must be getting sick of having to cover for this. Uh-oh. She's not sick of it anymore. Officer Rogers, you were the one who entered the third floor first, weren't you? What is she doing? Yes. How long were you there before your partner alerted you to someone escaping through the alley? More than 2 minutes, less than 3. You had a chance to start looking the room over? Yes. And did you see anything as politically explosive as what the defense has described? No, nothing of the sort. Your Honor, the witness is blatantly lying. We know the documents were there. We know Chopin found them because they were found underneath his corpse. And is it the defense's theory, and it is the defense's theory that he was killed because of those documents? Because he would have tried to make them public, essentially. Yes. That's the defense's proposed motive for this man to kill his partner. Yes? I see. But why would he be prepared to kill his partner for reading documents left out on a desk? When he had over 2 minutes to simply get rid of them beforehand. Fuck. That's true. Oh! A damn good question, Your Honor. Do we have an answer for it? I'm getting there. I'll get there. I'm close. His layers are falling off. This is a cold guy. Cold enough to walk into that room, knock out Suzuki, and start calmly looking around. So is he lying? Did he actually see those papers? No, Emma's right. If the papers were in plain view, he'd have just tucked them into his jacket. If the papers were in plain view... Were they? Ugh, I don't remember. Where the hell did I put them if not on the desk? Didn't they get knocked on the ground? I remember taking them out of Creek's safe and thinking they were nothing important, so I just... Yeah, she just gotta spread them out, right? That's probably how one page got left where it could stick to the bottom of Roger's boot. But before I left, I reorganized things. I tried to make it seem like I was never there, so I stacked things neatly. Yoo-hoo! Counselor! Any cuckoos in or around the nest? Pardon me, Your Honor. I was simply overthinking, to be honest. Officer Rogers didn't dispose of the red ink when he had the chance because he didn't notice the red ink. It's that simple. A simple answer to a simple question that simply doesn't measure up. Officer Rogers didn't notice the red ink docs in the 2 minutes he had them at the scene. How did his partner discover them so quickly? Neither of them were looking for illicit government documents at the site of a gang shooting. Neither of them would want to start disturbing a crime scene where there were bodies and blood all around them. Correct. Rationally, neither officer would want to start making a mess of the scene. Something must have simply caught Officer Chopin's eye. Very bad luck on his part, as it turns out. You've gotta be... What the hell are you talking about? What could it have been? Sounds like a tough question to answer, but there aren't as many possibilities to sift through as you'd think, Your Honor. Because it would have to be something that caught Officer Chopin's eye, yet not that of his partner. In other words, something at the scene that Officer Rogers wouldn't recognize. Your Honor, this is pointless. If the officers knew this was the site of orca violence from the silent alarm, and there was blood and corpses all over the damn place, and if the red ink docs were not in plain sight amidst all that carnage, what could possibly have drawn Officer Chopin's attention to them? If I need to retrace Chopin's steps specifically, was there anything in the evidence record that he left a trace on? Yes. Not that one. Oh, I thought we were talking about the... Oh. I thought we were talking about the tablet. I mean, I guess there is that, right? It says... We're just answering that, right? Was there anything in the evidence record that... If we research Chopin's steps specifically, was there anything on the record that he left a trace on? Yeah. So... Oh, wait, no. Never mind. That's blood. What could have drawn Chopin's eye? Okay, this is a little more than I thought it was. Okay. If the red ink docs are not in plain sight amidst all that carnage. Okay, if the officers knew this was the site of orca violence, and there was blood and corpses all over the damn place, and if the red ink docs are not in plain sight amidst all the carnage, what could possibly have drawn officers' attention to them? I might need to check on these pieces of evidence really quick. I'm gonna take a sip while I'm looking through this really quick. What else do we got? Because my thought was almost like, that, right? Because like it was just a random ass dark card. So like, well, okay, actually, wait, that might do it, right? Because it's like, well, because we know that the data pad has Chopin's fingerprints on it. So like, what else? And like, yeah, actually, that's gotta be it. Because like, even if we're not directly calling out the fingerprints on the pad, we know the dark card was lodged in there. So he would have been interested in that, I think. She's all in. When Rogers first entered the crime scene, he must have seen Creek's datapad resting on top of some papers. You think the red ink documents were beneath the datapad at that time? All in. She's all in. That might explain why Rogers didn't notice them, but that's only half an answer. Then how's this? It wasn't the datapad that drew Chopin's attention, Your Honor. It was the dark card that was stuck inside of it. The dark card? Seems like little more than a fancy credit card to you or I, but if you're rich enough, it's an unmistakable sign of powerful forces at play. Exactly the kind of thing that would put a gleam in the eyes of the politically ambitious Officer Chopin. Right up until the moment he saw the bombshell hidden underneath the datapad. Your Honor, this speculation. Chopin's prints were discovered on the datapad, Your Honor. We know he must have picked it up. And the datapad was found by police on the desk, so we know he must have put it down. I'm merely proposing that he didn't put it back down in the exact same spot. Just because this dark card happened? Hey, seriously. What the hell have you two been talking about? What the shit is a dark card? Huh. Cryptographically anonymous wallet card that rich people use to buy illegal drugs and gifts for their mistresses. Not common knowledge unless you ran in circles as high up as the city council. Ah. Oh. Yeah, you're right. I didn't know that. Never heard of that. Assumed you were being literal. It is a dark card. Yeah, to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me. Chopin going around picking up whatever he wanted at the crime scene, not even radioing in first, sounds about right. Bare hands, mouth breathing, Guy was big on following the rules, just wasn't that good at remembering any of them. Not me, though. I remember every rule. All of them, too. Partner breaks a body cam, I request a new one. Let him use mine. Stop him from getting sued by the next punk he bumps into. It was a real risk for him. He had money. People would sue him if they could. No one would try to sue Huey Rogers. The only thing the judge could award them would be my own goddamn debts. I don't think I'm bad with money, just bad with debt. You never seem to get rid of the stuff. Where's this going? What the fuck? But even I'm not so stupid that I wouldn't wear gloves at a goddamn crime scene. You mean... Obviously, counselor. From the minute we pulled up to that building until I was relieved from duty and sent home the next morning, I was wearing gloves. 3 stories and an alleyway, and I can swear on my parents' graves I didn't contaminate 1 millimeter of it. Didn't put my greasy fingers on the windows, the doors, the murder weapons. You'd never know I was even there. So you can say I did this, or claim I did that. But the city's only ever gonna hear that some Ikarian bastard killed a bunch of blue blood punks, and that Tarek Chopin died a hero, trying to save the day. Jesus Christ, dude. Right. Adonai, is that true? Is that possible? God, fuck this guy so much. After all this, is it possible that... But the jury, surely they can see... The jury will see what the adjutant decides they need to see in order to properly render their verdict. If the adjutant comes to the conclusion that a witness or a line of questioning would only serve to confuse the jury... AD, Your Honor, the jury. Give me a second to think here, girl. I'm trying to build consensus and basically everyone's mad. So maybe the adjutant rules in our favor and maybe the jury sees things our way. But there are no guarantees. After all that, it just comes down to a gamble. Always does. Yeah. But you'd still get a chance to sculpt your hand. I can do a lot better than this pile of shit. Just have to take my licks first. Alright, here we go. Your Honor, I disagree. About what exactly? About all of it, about everything. Look, we know someone moved from the 3rd floor to the 2nd floor via the fire escape because of that scrap of paper, which would have put them all in the perfect position to walk up behind Chopin. And we know Chopin picked up the data pad because his fingerprints are on it. So, we can reason Chopin was investigating the desk before he died. And of course, we know he died reading the reading documents because duh. Because duh. His body was found collapsed on top of them. Put that all together and... Nothing. You still have nothing. Nothing except circumstantial evidence tying this witness to a theoretical sequence of events. Emma, did you get hit in the head too? What? We have Officer Rogers' fingerprints on the murder weapon. What? What? What is going on? They'll never go all in unless they think your hand is crap. Put on a show. Excuse me? His prints were on the pistol used to bludgeon my client, of course. What? What are you... No, they aren't. As he said, he was wearing gloves. Also, that gun was never fired. What are you talking about? Wait, what are we doing? Did I get my notes mixed up? Oh, I just have... Oh, right. No, they were saying I have to... Yeah. I see. This is insane. What the fuck? That's right, the bat. Did you think we would notice you left your fingerprints on it just because it was broken into splinters? The baseball bat used on Trey? Forensics failed to pull a single print from that. Is this your idea of a joke? Jeez, take it easy. I misspoke a little. Also, I don't have my reading glasses. What? What is... This is insane. What the fuck? Like, I have to do this, right? The mag US that was used to kill tanks in Creek. Pretty stupid to forget to wipe your prints off of a piece that gaudy, don't you think? Counselor, what is this? Are you throwing a tantrum? Making a... This is insane. Making a mockery of the courtroom. The only prints on that gun belonged to Suzuki Ikaria. Oh. Sorry, guess I was thinking of another case. Is there... What the fuck? Is there perhaps a gas leak on the other side of the courtroom? What is going on? Well, don't I feel stupid? What I've been trying to say is that Officer Rogers failed to notice that he left his fingerprints on the most important weapon of all. The very blade that took his partner's life. Enough of this embarrassment. What the hell's wrong with you? I knew a mob lawyer would be corrupt and vile, but how could you be such a stupid bimbo? Jesus, I have not thought about that word in a bit. Do you think we're all idiots? My fingerprints aren't on that goddamn knife and you know it. My mistake. I can see here that yes, I was misreading the fine details, and it does appear that your fingerprints are not on the knife. Sorry. You... Oh dear. Oh dear. What? What is it? Oh, I guess we're all just wondering. How long have you known it was this knife that was used to kill your partner? Yeah, because he wasn't here for that. That's right. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even think about that because that was earlier. What? Confused. So are these two. Because like you, neither of them were in the courtroom when Dr. Sato uploaded her autopsy report. Whoa, boy. So I knew that Chopin was killed with a knife, and the people knew that Chopin was killed with a knife. But how did you know that? There must have been 50 cops in here with that doctor. Far fewer than 50, actually. More like 0. We had already emptied the courtroom by then. A courtesy we extended to a blue blood witness. You are some blue blood rat. You crazy harpy, trying to trick me at the last second? You think I walked in here prepared? No, of course not. She, right there, Rockford, the prosecutor. Before I took the stand, she told me all about the knife. Ah, so that's your plan. Right, Rockford, before I came out here, didn't you? It's always great to reveal a full house and rake in the pot. It's even better to reveal a handful of shit you bluffed your way to victory with. That's crazy, what the fuck? Say something already, just say it! But every now and then a different kind of victory comes along, where you just get to sit back and watch someone else self-destruct. Because they completely misread the dealer. Say it! Say that you... I am... Shut up! What? Just shut up. Is that so hard? Are my instructions unclear? Do you need me to salute you first? Stop talking. You are completely, utterly, 100% guilty. Why the hell would I perjure myself to help you? But, hey, start counting. Because from this second on, every word that comes out of your mouth adds directly to the number of years you're going to rot in jail. Unless those words are your confession. He's the Hound of Vicaria. He murders for the mob. We could put him away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They don't want to put him away. Not for your crime. Not for murdering the son of 2 city councilmen. Have you lost your goddamn mind? But he's a murderer. Well, not all murderers are created equally. Well, not all murders are hunted equally. Neobility assassinating each other, let it ride, keeps them divided. Orcas fighting in the lower wards, let them sort it out, keeps their numbers down. A monster shoots 6 women in the heart and leaves no evidence behind. Call us back when he kills someone important. Oh my god, she's just not letting this one go. Damn. Strange. Once she's properly infuriated, there's usually no stopping her. Well, if she's not going to twist the knife herself, I shouldn't let it go to waste. Your Honor, if the witness is having trouble choosing a place to start for his confession, perhaps I might help by laying out the details for him. You sadistic bitch. He was counting on him to step in. Now he's sliding down the rocky face of despair. Fingernails split and bloody as he attempts in vain to slow the descent. Not very dignified, so I won't leave him hanging. I'll be happy to speed him along. Let's fucking go. Good shit. In summary, yes, we're here. We did it. A week ago, you acquired a blue blood distress signal when you arrested Tanks, but your partner insisted on letting him go and keeping the code to yourselves. So the night of the murder, when the alarm went out, he jumped at the chance to be the first unit on the scene at what could be a gang shootout. You did all you could to stall, but your partner pressed on and even shot open the door in his hurry to get into the locked building. You made up an excuse to keep him on the 2nd floor and proceeded to the 3rd on your own. Believed that everyone was already dead, and puzzled by the delirious Suzuki, who you knocked out with one blow to the back of your head. But by calling down to your partner to convince him you were already too late, you alerted an orca hiding downstairs. And when they fled out the window and down into the alley, you opened the windows of the crime scene to give chase. While you were scanning the alley from the second floor fire escape, your partner proceeded upstairs, where he was just as stunned as you were, but intrigued by the presence of a dark card you'd never recognize. He knew that it pointed towards the involvement of powerful parties. It was simply bad luck that he found the red ink before you. But he must have felt like he won the lottery. He was the one man in the city who'd benefit the most from exposing the corruption it hinted at. He must have been salivating at the opportunity right in front of you, standing in the blood without a second thought. You had taken the knife from Suzuki, hadn't even thought about it up until that point. You knew once the rest of the force arrived, there'd be no stopping the red ink from going on the record. You had one chance to blot it out for good. That's all lie. Just smoke and mirrors, tricks and guesswork. The Hound of Icaria is standing right there next to you. The Blue Bloods themselves even tried to kill him right in front of all this. Hi, Holly. This is a big moment. Hold on, or 1 second. No, they didn't. Excuse me? I have it on very good authority the Blue Bloods wouldn't want my client assassinated. Oh, I'm sure. So considering where the shooter was, oh right, because he's the lost son or whatever the fuck. So considering where the shooter was and the direction he was aiming, the only person he could have been aiming at would be, well, you. What the hell are you talking about? Seems like the old guard wanted to make sure there'd be a swift punishment for letting Prop 492 blow up. So you can keep protesting your innocence if you want. It might work out. And you might be able to avoid the next Blue Blood to come after you and the next after that. You might survive just long enough to end up the only casualty in a tragically unavoidable case of friendly fire. Blue's coming after you from above and below. Who gets there first is a coin toss, so tell me. You feeling lucky? Well? You... Any questions? You with this DA, you're... Officer? You're both... You're all... out of your damn minds! Yes. I love those parts. Narrating those parts is so fun. I love them very much. But also, I hope you're doing well, Holly. Now I'll say it. I can say it. Hi, Holly. I hope you're doing well. Could you say yo? Ooh, that's actually a really good spot to ad break really quick, and then we'll kind of start wrapping this up. We did it. We figured it out. We got the guy. We got the fucker. Good shit. 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 That's always so satisfying to do. I said it already, but goddamn, yeah, those like in summaries are so good. Okay, but yeah, we'll take this ad break, and then we'll come back and I guess wrap this up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm so excited. So take care of yourselves. Food, water, med stretch, bathroom, and we'll be right back. Right, it keeps going to 14. I need a different song. Oh, actually, you know what? Fuck it, because I'm feeling the hype, so we'll do this one. Okay, see you in a sec. Okay, that was very nice. I'm very hyped up, even more now. Okay, let's keep let's finish this. That's so good. There. Okay. Let's go. Do you work for the Blue Bloods? Never thought of it that way. Even back when I was a kid, I thought they were just another institution, like a neighborhood watch. People looking out for each other. Everyone's parents off working or enlisted or in jail for civil disobedience. Old neighborhoods that cops, medics, goddamn firemen wouldn't set foot in. Didn't see it as transactional. Thought it was just lending a hand. My blood ain't worth shit. I wasn't useful enough to be a young blood, not good enough looking to be a host. But I kept going to school. They helped me pay for it. Ah. And because it was, in fact, transactional, they expected to get something in return. Police Academy, their man on the inside. Wasn't as exciting as it sounds. I made sure it wasn't. Test scores sucked. Aptitudes sucked. Clumsy and boring. I made sure no one would want to give me anything important to do. Valuable enough that the Blue Bloods wouldn't out me. Not valuable enough that the cops would give me anything worth passing on. The world's worst double agent. So bad at his job, he'd never be expected to double-cross anyone. Imagine the look on my face when my reputation for nothingness gets me paired up with the worst babysitting job on the force. Tarek Chopin. We were perfectly matched in a way. I didn't want to be near nothing, and nobody wanted to let him near anything. Nothing dangerous enough to get him hurt, nothing real enough that he'd go blabbing to his dad's. We went around to schools. Those are the jobs we'd get. Building security? Morning assemblies, telling the kids what cops do. Here's how to call for help. We were a goddamn joke. Huh. There are worse things to be. You think I don't know that? You think I gave a shit that kids were laughing at us in the back of the class? That teens were throwing soda cans at our car? Good for them. At least they were having fun. Tariq was never having fun. He was just burning inside. Humiliation and bile, a stomach full of it. If he hadn't found the code on tanks that day, I don't know. Guy would have either put his 2 weeks notice or just drawn his gun and walked into the nearest Orca mansion. So when you two arrived at the building, happened like the defense attorney said. I told Chopin some bullshit about smelling contraband on the second floor. He started poking around. I went straight to the third floor because that's where the bosses would hang out back when I was a kid, where they'd give us spare change to buy their groceries and pick up their laundry. Never met this creek or his pod in my life until we stopped in Anchor Town. Different gens. And I never seen anything like the bloodbath in that room. All 4 of the pod were dead when I got there. Believe me, don't believe me. I ain't no Hound of Icaria, and I don't even think he could have done that either. Again? Considering how he stumbled out of that water closet like a bloody water balloon. I did whack him on the back of the head, but my hand to God, I'm not convinced it did anything. Face down in the blood out like that. Couldn't have woke him up with a nuke. With the hound dropped, I searched him, followed protocol, found that knife in his hand. Called down, said everyone was dead. That blue blood bolted. Tariq called after them. And yeah, I opened the window and tried to follow. Guess Tariq didn't know the ladder was out. Figured I would chase him down, because by the time I stepped back outside, inside he was upstairs. And I walked up those steps, expecting him to be puking, crying, shaking, I don't know. Said he starts yelling down, happy, ecstatic. He can't believe this scoop of the century. And I realized I know what he's talking about. Your blue blood superiors let you know about Prop 492. Hey Thorax, hope you're doing well. Welcome to the cases. Welcome to the cases all getting tidied up and ending. To the cool, crazy ending of the case. I hope you're doing well, homie. Good to say yo. Lots of people knew the deal with Prop 492, even non-blooded civvies. Nothing wrong with any of that, so long as it stayed a rumor. As long as the state didn't know we knew where the pillars were going to be built. It was a nice thing, believe it or not. People in the lower wards whispering about big money coming in. A little excitement to look forward to. Tariq was excited too. All he could see was forward. Doing well? Hell yeah. I'm very glad. This art's like crazy. Barely reading the words in front of his eyes. Not giving a shit about anything behind him. Not caring about what he was trampling over. I didn't plan on doing anything if that matters. If you care. I was moving slow, but I wasn't trying to hide. After taking it off the hound, I saw that knife. Goddamn knife in my hand. You all seem like educated people, so I take it none of you all believe in evil? What the fuck? We believe in evil down in the lower wards. It's like a fog. Hangs around certain people, places, and it poured off that knife like a water fountain. The devil made you do it? Haven't heard that one in a while. If it wasn't for that dark card being there. You know, Tariq told me once. Said he wanted to become mayor. I just did the stupid fake laugh and told him he had my vote. I don't know why I did that. I shouldn't have done that. Laughed at him? Shouldn't have lied to him. Ugh. And so, Your Honor, the people will be dismissing the charge of homicide in the first degree with prejudice. What does that mean? They can't charge you with Officer Chopin's murder again at a later date just because they found more evidence. And the 4 other charges of second-degree homicide? We will be dismissing the 4 charges of second-degree homicide without prejudice. But she's not quite convinced I couldn't have killed Creek's pod. Miller's blood, having already been on the knife you used to get free in the first place, was pretty huge. Combined with Rogers admitting that you basically stumbled out a walking corpse. But the way the state sees it, their murders aren't any more solved than they were at the beginning of the trial. It's to be expected. Then the jury will be dismissed, this court will be adjourned, and you, Mr. Karia, are free to go. Everything that's happened to you the last few days, how is that leaving you so shocked? I'm not shocked, I'm just grateful, counselor. You have my... Your Honor, is there perhaps something else you wanted to say? Well, if you insist. I guess for some reason, even though the jury's been dismissed, and it's actually their job to do this part, and the charges were dropped, I have this strong, overwhelming urge to say, not guilty. No, that needs to be much bigger. Maybe I cast ye innocent. No, that sounds dumb. Oh my god, 80. We love 80 so much. She's so good. State building. 448. Wow, we did it. I'm gonna save. We did it. Let's fucking go. So, how do you plan on celebrating? Adonai. We won, in case you two somehow missed it. And won so definitively that the police and even the Blue Bloods can't hold a grudge. Right. My apologies. I'm grateful to you, of course. It's just that I still haven't gotten an answer to the question that's been haunting me. Even more so than whether or not I killed Chopin. Someone slaughtered Creek's entire pod. Then they had my life in the palm of their hand and framed you, Suzuki. I don't think they were doing you any favors. And yet they did. They let me live. It feels strange owing everything to someone so unknowable. Well, you'll have plenty of time to think on it, spending the rest of your life hiding your head in the sand, ignoring the vast riches that sit untapped in a savings account across the sea. Adonai, he's made his stance quite clear. I don't intend to hide, Morgan. The Blue Bloods can try whatever they like. They can find me standing right where I've always stood, protecting my family. Aww, this is okay. Seems there's someone who'd like to speak with you about just that. Yeah! Sasuke! Mako, young master! Please forgive me, young master. I failed you repeatedly. I'll accept any punishment. Very well. 108 years of manual labor. Oh. Yeah, that's about as merciful as I expected. What the fuck? Yeah, at least you picked a good number. 100 and... Of course, young master. Oh my god. You'll need to spend that sentence serving as my head of security, so that I know you're actually doing it. And that means you won't be able to do other jobs anymore. Even ones that the elders ask you to do. Aw, he's keeping Suzuki safe. Aw. Even delivering messages. It's a punishment handed down by the heir to the noble house of Karia, Suzuki. Who could possibly overrule it? As you say. I'll start right away if you don't mind. That is probably wise. Grandfather is outside in the motorcade, and he's had nothing but criticisms for the current formation. The chairman is here? He came here? Probably just happened to be on his way back to the, on his way to the airport. He is, Counselor Morgan. Surprisingly astute of you. Though he is leaving quite early if he just wants to get to the airport. None of our private planes are even fueled. Aw, he's coming. He did want to come see him. He says okay. It seems to be a universal truth that old people like to get to the airport early. Shut up. I do that. God damn it. It's so okay. Why would you? Look, if you want to make sure you don't miss your flight, if anything happens when you're like getting to the airport or anything like that, it's good to be there early so you don't miss your flight. Literally last week when I was flying out to see Soapy, I had a snafu where my bus timing to the airport was kind of bad. Because I left really early, the snafu was accounted for and I made it right on time for the flight. So I don't want to hear that that's not a good idea. I don't care. I don't care if I'm old. It's a good idea. Why is this a problem? That sounds very wise, Sarah of House Paralegal. Who are you quoting? Then, if you'll excuse me for a moment, Counselor. Yeah, feel free to. Oh God. Take Sarah with you. Pardon? Let's get you to bed, Grandma. Already. Where's my fucking pudding? Don't put me to bed. If you don't let her look at your tattoo now, I'll never hear the end of it. Yes, well that's... Right then, I'll find a quarter in which to lift up my shirt. God damn it. Congratulations, Counselor. You succeeded on all fronts. Thanks. Not satisfied. Makoto seems to be in a good mood. If you ask him for a bonus now... Shouldn't I just negotiate with my employer directly? You're the one who hired me, aren't you? Oh right, we never actually figured that out. Yeah. At the very least, you're the one who put my name forward to Makoto. It's easy to see looking back. You're the only one who's acted in Suzuki's interest this entire time. Who isn't a child. And? What of it? Why me? Why does it matter? Because I value my privacy. I want to know why a woman with your resources would put an ant like me under her magnifying glass. Such cruel metaphors you employ. Someone who values their privacy that much should, in the future, avoid directly confronting the board of multinational corporations. Noble's board of directors? You were... Not among them myself, but when one woman shifts the opinion of a room that's stagnant, even by a millimeter, word gets around. You know what? Fair enough. I guess the first case was already such a huge scale that a lot of people would recognize Morgan. My, you really are a shy little girl. No putting the genie back in the bottle, but I won't recommend you to anyone else if it bothers you that much. Thanks. Oh, you can be pretty shy yourself, letting Makoto take all the credit. Why the subterfuge? I've already overextended myself in this matter. A woman from my side of the house intruding upon the IFG's business. I don't mind that I'll have to rip out fingernails in front of the elders as recompense, but I thought I might spare myself the additional pinky or so. You're being literal, aren't you? Disobedience always has a cost, especially in old families, especially for daughters. Jesus. But not flinching as you pay the toll carries its own kind of power, don't you think? Maybe I'm just trying to dress up my cowardice as dignity. Disobedience used to come naturally to me. It gets harder the older you get. Harder to believe your independence wasn't just immaturity. That's why I'm glad Makoto Shit's a good boy. I don't want him to feel any guilt later in life. Yes, Makoto certainly takes his responsibilities seriously. Can't imagine where he gets it from. I was such a hellraiser. Must get it from his father. I suppose so. It's an interesting mark below Sasuke's eye. Looks like a mole, but it seems to be hereditary. Huh. Huh. I was like, is that where they... I was kind of thinking, like, is that what they were about to say? That's crazy. Does Makoto know Sasuke is his father? Does Sasuke? I would be very disappointed in Sasuke's intelligence if he didn't. That's why Sasuke left the family to join the military, wasn't it? Why he asked to become the Hound when he came back. Self-imposed exile for interfering in your arranged marriage. Interfering? We were younger then, but we still knew what we were doing. We knew there was no stopping the marriage. If we didn't cover up the pregnancy, others would. We're just eliminating the problem themselves. Sasuke left before the bridal shower. A sudden enlistment, certainly, but I don't blame him for not wanting to be there on guard duty as I married another man. If Makoto is Sasuke's son, though, that means he carries his blood. Yeah, he could get the fucking blue blood thing, too. If he stands to inherit from both his father and mother his worth. I understand this is going to be hard for you to believe coming from a woman like me. But Makoto's already worth enough. He has his health, he has his mother, and his father will always be close by. Every moment we've shared as a family is worth its weight in gold. And as you've now seen, when given the opportunity to choose between Makoto and the blue blood fortune, Sasuke chose the former. All of you, could have had it all. Why don't you want it all? We already have it. Morgan learns about Familia. I see. You don't understand, do you? I hope you do someday. Jesus. Let's get back to something I fully understand then. Bargaining. One blood test from Makoto could split your precious house right down the middle. Your husband will be infuriated, assuming he has a pulse, and whatever connections you married him for will burn up in seconds. So unless you guarantee that I'm free to turn down any job. Don't make unnecessary threats, counselor. It makes you look weak. Take it from someone with experience. You're always free to leave the house. If you find yourself sinking back, don't be too hard on yourself about it. It's just what the house does. Now, would you excuse me? Sasuke seems to have satisfied your companion's curiosity for the time being, and it's very rare for him to have any time to himself. Damn, Morgan got, like, trounced by her. Jesus Christ, that's crazy. Wow. Counselor Morgan. Emma. Counselor Morgan. Emma. What's that look for? So that's 2 wins for me now, isn't it? After Rogers went nuts and perjured himself all over the place, you're calling that shitstorm a win? Perjured him all over those guys. It definitely wasn't a loss. You're ridiculous. Thanks, by the way, for letting things play out as long as they did. I imagine you wanted to put the brakes on things a number of times back there. But now that it's all out, my client won't be getting knifed by cops or blue bloods. At least not for anything he didn't do. You think I was happy to let the Hound of Icaria walk out of my courtroom? Your courtroom? I'll have to have a word with the adjutant. Please, don't. But yes, I had my doubts. The OC unit has been getting a number of odd reports in the last 24 hours, truth be told. What do you mean? Bursts of anonymous tips about figures in red being spotted around Creek's place before and after the killings. Uh-oh. Figures in red. That's right. The rust. Oh, never mind. Ah, right. The rust. I don't like the timing, but it's not as if an OC can ignore the idea altogether. Someone killed those 4, and it wasn't Sasuke or Rogers. If you don't like the rust for it, where's your head at? Oh no! She's on it. She's on it. No, Emma. Too smart. Whoever killed Creek's paw did it with such unhinged brutality, and yet it was executed with precision so cold-blooded that they managed to virtually erase their presence from the scene afterwards. Yeah. Hanks and Creek were both shot from a fairly close range and near enough to their solar plexuses. I suppose. Bashing Trey's skull in was overkill, yes, but it was the safest way to erase anything his mods may have recorded. And even if it was an afterthought, that overcorrection is in line with perfectionism interrupted by... Get it? Emma's too smart. Also, we do have I'm seeing things that aren't there. First sign of obsession. Obsession? I'm jealous. You seem like you never let anything get to you. You just missed something. It's unpleasant, you know, feeling like you're possessed by something or someone. Buh. Well, if it was easy to wrest control back, it wouldn't be an obsession. Just puppy love. Just Yuri. Oh, that's me. Gotta take this call. See you around, Morgan. Yeah, see you around. Just don't go telling anyone that was a win, or I'll have you arrested for spreading misinformation. Well, we can't have that. Morgan. Okay, Morgan, I've fulfilled my obligation to Sarah now, so now you can buy me a goddamn drink. Pardon? You can start with your 108-year sentence tomorrow. I've got some paperwork we need to go through before then, and I don't want to do it sober. I love his little smile. It's cute. Oh, you're serious? Of course I am. Everyone knows it's tradition for a client to buy their lawyer a drink after beating charges like this. And in this city, they take them to this one special bar, Kintsugi. Aww. I've never heard of that tradition. Or that bar. Yes, well, you've lived a very sheltered life under the roof of House Ikaria, but I forgive your ignorance. Time for you to put that fat wallet you've been accruing the whole time to good use. I suppose I do owe you a great deal. Very well, but first I must inform Lady Murray and the young master. Go right ahead. Be my guest. What was that, Adonai? Did you want to get a look at Suzuki's tattoo as well? I'll take a rain check. Suzuki seems much more animated this afternoon, don't you think? Did you say something to him? No. Aww. It's so cute. No, I didn't do anything. Wait. Oh, I didn't know there was a hide UI button. I didn't read that. Okay, that's cool. I was taking screenshots. I don't think you can see the Steam overlay, so I was taking screenshots. I see. Then perhaps his injuries were just taxing him more than we realized. That must be it. Aw, yes, son. It had been threatening to rain all day. Gray skies spanning a slate blue world. It was cold, and all the heaters were humming in their rush to overcorrect for it. At 3, raindrops started hitting the windowsills. Not a problem. She had her umbrella. Oh, maybe this is like a different narrator. Okay. At 3:15, the adults started leaning back in their chairs. Watches and phones were being checked, and they were preparing to leave. At 3:24, another topic is brought up. The gathering resigns themselves to a continuation. It's 3:45 by the time the girl is able to excuse herself. She has 15 minutes to get back to school. Hardly impossible on foot if she hurried, but she could have asked to be driven there. For some reason, the thought never crossed her mind. She hesitates at the door. She'd left her umbrella behind, back upstairs. It's not like her to be so absent-minded. The smart thing to do would be to go back up and get it. It is 3:49. 3:51, she is jogging. Non-committal, yet still undignified rush. When she sees the time on her phone, roll over to 3:52, she starts to run. She hates running. A small part of her considers sending a text. She'd never been the one to text first. Come to think of it, she'd never been the one to text second. She only had one number in her phone's contacts after all. At 3:56, school gates are in sight. Her eyes have been straining to see them. She wasn't looking down. Whoa. Her knee stung in a shallow, sharp way. Palms of her hands were embedded with specks of gravel where she caught herself. Rain-diluted blood rained faintly down her leg as she dripped water onto the mundanely tiled floors of the hallway. At 3:59, she pauses to at least catch her breath before sliding the door open. Her heart hadn't been beating so loudly in her ears, she would have easily heard the voices behind it. Where do you even come up with this stuff? Hey, I can't promise it's going to be that exciting every week around here, but... Oh. Ev, what are you... I thought you had a family thing. Oh shit, are you okay? What happened? You're soaked, and I thought, who are all? We're the Mystery Club. Name pending, I hope. I was told the name could change. You were right, Ev. I just went around to people on campus and tried being friendly, being myself, and people started signing up. But forget that. Your knee. It's fine. You see freezing. Let me give you my coat. Screw it. I'll just carry you to the nurse myself. Stop. Ma'am? Ma'am, this girl showed up and she's bleeding. What? Bleeding? Everyone stand back. Where is she? Who? What's her name? I don't know. I don't think I've seen her before. You, girl, come with me. I'm taking you to the infirmary. Ma'am, she's cold. It's very nice of you, but it's not sanitary to share uniforms. Stay here and wait for the floors to be cleaned. Ev, don't worry about it. I can walk on my own. What the fuck? Oh. Also, baby Morgan. Oh. And with the, yeah! But never mind that. Damiani's back. Let's fucking go. And with a little sprinkle of salt just along the edge. There you have it. Oh, that looks wonderful. Thank you. Of course. Let me know if you need anything else. Must admit, Morgan, this is quite a fine establishment. It's so exclusive. The whole staff here on hand to attend just the two of us. Oh, yeah. Exclusive. Can't imagine what the waiting list must be like. Right? Lucky for you, you've got a man working on the inside. I can assure you at a table at any time, Suzuki. Aw, yeah, doctor. You or any of your housemates ever need a quiet spot to lay low from the judging eyes of high society? Now you know where to send them. I might just do that. These prices, so reasonable. Shit. Knew I should have gone with the digital menus. Damn. Hey, Suzuki. That name they have for you, the Hound. Is that a title you were given, or just part of the mantle you chose to take up? No, I was called that long before I started delivering messages. Long before I got my tattoo. Truth be told, I'm not sure where it came from, or when people started using it. Childhood nickname, I suppose. Earned by following Mireille around like a puppy. I never, Who told you Mireille was the heir when we were... It's a miracle you didn't break under torture, you know that? Bless. The Hound of Icaria. So everyone called you a dog when you were a kid? Jokingly. Lovingly. Oh. Mireille's right. I didn't know anything about... One of the many things I've long since acknowledged that I'm missing. But obsession, addiction, those are easy enough to grasp. I've rolled the dice plenty of times by now. There are no demons haunting me, no other drivers in the car. Just me, sitting in the dark with a hole in my chest. When it's hungry, I feed it. But it'll never be full. Because the hole was there first. And it built a girl around itself so it would have a place to hide. How can you tell? Also, Jesus, damn, that's a way to put it. That they called you that lovingly. I suppose you never know. You just trust. And if you do trust, then that's your answer. And besides, what's insulting about being compared to a dog? Everyone loves dogs. Probably even you. For your information, I like dogs just fine, Suzuki. But I could never live as one. Everyone's already collared in this world. Tagged, labeled, classified, and put in a box. But even so, I refuse to sit at the end of someone's leash. Better to remain astray. No, don't put yourself away. No, don't push yourself away like that. Yay! We did it. We got the wow. That. God damn. That's crazy. No, Morgan, the leash is great. I can trust me on this. Haha. Haha. You should try it. Haha. Yay! Let it rain. Let's go. God. The leash is awesome. Don't worry about it, Morgan. I can vouch for it. It's not a bad idea to try it. God. But okay, yeah, no, this chapter was fucking sick as hell. God damn. Like, to be able to, I don't know, there's so many different threads they had to kind of like go through for this. Or like there were so many different, there was such a fucking massive web of uh sorry, stretch. There's such a massive web of things, a massive thread of topics that they weaved in and out of. Like it was, they were able to make it so complex. Yeah, it has so many cool highlights like that. Oh my god. Aw, that's adorable. Oh my god. It's so cute. Kind of baby. No, oh shit, right. I wasn't looking out for anything in particular. Russ give me and the others food and stuff for telling them where the blues go and who they talk to. My shoes have been feeling too small. The blue guys in that building have been really busy lately. Thought if I hung around there, I might see something that Russ would give me new shoes for. But I never saw anything worth anything. So you gave up? No. I got scared. What scared you? You won't believe me. No one believes me. Everyone says I'm a liar. Everyone says I'm a liar too. Are you? I can't remember. The fuck? See, somebody took something that belonged to me. I don't feel right without it, but I think you could help me find it. Is this about the mask? Where do you lose? My face. Oh, I think it is. I saw the red hood. Except she was a lady, not a girl. And she didn't have her hood up. I didn't get a good look at her face, but she was all red. Red hair? What's this? Gold. Thanks. But are you sure? I wasn't any help. Been a huge help. Now I know to look for red hair. Attract more elusive prey with less. Morgan. Red hair. Teto. I'm looking at the plush. Teto, look out. Quoting scripture. Oh shit. Hell of a name. Wow. Yeah, there are definitely so many good moments in this. I mean, the whole like opening sequence of this chapter was fucking phenomenal. Like that was so cleverly done. I really did like how all over the place it became. Like I thought it was I'm trying to think of how to say it. I thought it was like really neat, just like how many different things. We're gonna look at this other stuff, so I am gonna start lowering my desk really quick because I've been standing. Yeah, I thought it was really neat. I don't know. There were so many different, the way they were able to weave such an intricate story for both, like, especially making it like a mafia story is already a lot, but then they were able to just, I don't know, this whole game has a way with just muddying everything in such a, I don't know, muddying sounds negative, but I mean it as like a positive, where like you really are sometimes just having to, it really does become like a little bit of a, or it really does become a gamble sometimes how you move forward. So you do have to just be like, I'm all in, she's all in, and it's really satisfying. And this chapter did that like super well. It was really cool. Obviously getting, yeah, like there were a lot of good individual moments. London was awesome. The drunk Reyes scene was very funny. It is interesting getting childhood Morgan, little Morgan lore. Getting Linda Rain's fucking bangers for Emma and Morgan was so good. Just all the new little touches and like animation and stuff like that. The just playing crap at the end was so funny and really well done. I love that a lot. Such a funny tactic. Like basically just being forced to spend chips for a little bit was really fucking funny. Yeah, just everything about it was super cool. I'm very curious. It's definitely, I'm very curious like where this ends up going as far as Morgan's kind of little story, because it definitely feels like she's getting into more hot water than she should be, or than she's taken on before, alongside, yeah, Emma becoming, still taking on this obsession, I suppose, with the heartbreak killer. So I am very intrigued and very excited where they can take this going forward, for sure. Very awesome, very cool game. I love this game so much. Wow. Everyone should play it. Also, yeah, I guess this would be the time to say, like, yeah, thank you again, thank you, Nth Circle. They gifted me the copy of episode 2, and I'm very grateful for that, because that was very nice of them to do. Especially when I'm just kind of like a little goof-ass streamer over here. It was very nice of them to give me that, or to give me a chance on that. I'm gonna put the link to the game in the chat. They didn't ask me to do anything like that. I just want to. I mean, they I don't know. They were very light on what I actually had to do. So I just want to make sure that I can thank them for that, because that was really nice of them to take a chance on me. And for a game like this, I'm very happy I could get it for free like that. I could help promote it, because it needs to be promoted, because everyone needs to play it, because it's really fucking good. And I'm excited for for episode 3 for sure. So yeah, okay, let's start checking out some of the concept stuff, or some of the other stuff. I guess a lot of these are still where is the new stuff? Here we are. Yeah, it'd be here. Yo. Yeah, like all of the new characters, like Damiani. Creek is fucking awesome. They're so cool. I love her so much. Like, what a shame that she died like immediately, but what a hell of a appearance while they were alive. So and funny wet noodle man. Very awesome. Very cool. I do think that's a cool idea for a weapon. That's neat. That's like the weapon designs that they've been doing for some of these are like really fun. I like that a lot. And then yeah, they're the Blue Blood office. Small child that okay, I've learned. I don't want to throw him off a cliff anymore. It's fine. He's kind of awesome, even though he's still annoying. He's kind of baby. It's okay. This is really cute too. It's okay. It's okay. Also, this was really pretty. I liked this area a lot. It's very cool. What is it? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Wow. So sexy. So sexy. Fuck. Why can't I see the Autobot? God damn it. Why is it? I notice it's always you getting hit with it, Vatra. I'm sorry. Also, it's kind of funny, but also I'm sorry. 1 second. I can't. This fucking thing won't let me see it myself. It's so annoying. Yeah, what the fuck? It's so weird. That's not something that should be automated. It's also not letting me check it on like Chatterino, and then I can't go anywhere else to find it because they won't give me the same modding. I don't know why I don't get the same modding tools that my like mods do. This doesn't make any sense to me. Like Twitch, what the fuck is this? 1 sec. Sorry, I wanted to see if I can like set that really quick. I don't know, like why won't it let me do that? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why it won't let me. It's really fucking stupid. Like, I want to see what got flagged and if I can unflag it, because I know it's stupid. Okay. I'm sorry, Vatra. I don't know why it's doing that. It's stupid. I'll leave that up like that for now. Okay. Anyway, we can keep looking really quick. I would go here. What a weird character. She's so interesting. Oh yeah, Fidget Tubby. Wait. What the fuck? There we go. This is so awesome. Fidget Tubby, so cool. I want to get all the Fidget Tubby. Hana's really neat. Such an interesting character in this whole thing. Like, I don't know, the dynamic she had with the rest of the case and this being this like additional party almost is so interesting. She's very pretty also. She's very pretty. Dumbass fucking fucker guy. Fuck this guy. I do think it is funny that they kind of did the whole thing, the like whole like thing that I've seen in some other games where like or like other games like this where they have like the second form and it's just the guy getting more serious or like changing personality or something. That was kind of I like that vibe a lot. That's very interesting for sure. Oh my, okay. Kim was good, but also I still need to go back to like fucking shoutouts for doing the fucking Germa thing. The bit that Germa propagated. Like, thank you. They understand. They understand who I am. It's so good. You missed that one. Try another. And then Morgan. God, this outfit's still so fucking awesome. I love this outfit so much. Also, this is a very cute look for it that we've never seen. Hell yeah. Very awesome. Very pretty, very hot. Very cute. Good. Okay, so what is this gonna be? What the fuck? How many are there? Alright. Survey household. Why rubbing alcohol specifically? Nostalgia. Reminds me of days spent bandaging scratched knees and blistered knuckles. You did that for Makoto? No. Some other boy who was always overexerting himself. I like the smell of blood for the same reason. Oh, cool. Oh. And antiseptic. And scalpels. That boy was always so hardy. He made for the perfect test subject. Test subject? I still think about finishing my medical degree sometimes. I feel like my hobby would lose some of its therapeutic value if I did. What hobby is that? Poison making? Oh. What's with that reaction? You made it sound so very intimidating just now. Oh, I was trying to make it sound exciting. If I tell people I'm interested in herbal remedies, they'll think I'm a dreadful bore. Or worse, that I'm going to try and sell them candles. Well said. Very well said indeed. You have a much finer appreciation for these things than your so-called superior, you know. I make countless immaculately thought-out references to Hegel and Ozymandias, and that red woman stares at me as if I'm quoting comic books at her. Comic books can be good, too. Comics are for children. Are you a child? I mean, technically, yes. What about graphic novels? What is a graphic novel? Oh, one second. Oh. One pie, for example. Oh, one pie. Who's your favorite? Oh my god, baby. Why isn't King Arthur alongside those other historical figures? Arthur was based on multiple historical figures, I'll have you know.
But even if his exploits are not factual, it still stands that he united a divided people and defended his homeland from barbarianism. He also met fairies and wizards and fought dragons. I know. Impressive, wouldn't you say? Very much so. The Once and Future King was one of the first books I read all on my own. Aww. That's quite impressive. The vocabulary was, I'll admit, difficult at times, but I was reading a version with handwritten annotations, so I managed just fine. Aww, it's adorable. There was writing in the margins, like a hand-me-down? Hand-me-downs are for peasants who can't afford anything better. Was it given to you by an older family member? Yes. But it was not handed down to me, you see. Oh. And I went on to annotate it further myself, so that I might someday pass it on to some other reader. So tell me, does that sound like a hand-me-down to you?
Yes. Oh, okay, I'll shut up. That's so cute. You got until I finish smoking this, or I get bored.
Very well.
And I get bored fast.
Oh, well, if our time is limited, perhaps we should focus on a topic of singular importance, such as athletics.
Athletics? What? And just like that, I knew he was gassed. Lowered my frame and flipped him out of the ring in one motion. An overwhelming trampling victory. Best kind there is.
I can imagine.
Oh, you done any wrestling? Any MMA yourself, little copper?
Not physically, no. It's difficult to find partners who are a good match for my build.
But she wants to. Sounds like an excuse. Sure you're not just scared?
Confrontations can be intimidating, but sports are not arguments. They are a pure expression of noble competitive spirit.
Huh?
That is to say, I would never back down from a challenge.
Oh, well said, well said. I know exactly what you mean. When you lock eyes, there's nothing else that needs to be said.
I agree.
So what'll it be? Arm wrestling, sumo, chess boxing. Chess boxing, holy shit.
Why not all three?
Good, very good, you little... Sir, what is it? Can't you see I'm in the middle of... Well, what is it? The VTOL needs to leave now if we're to be on time, sir. Here's a quote then for your little survey, Copper. Success can be a prison, but even in a cell, a man who's mastered himself remains a lord.
I'm not sure I understand that one.
What the hell? Makoto-tan said that it made perfect sense. No, or Makotan. Oh my god. Oh no. And then you engage.
I see. So you need me to stand here and film you two because... Why? Because Sasuke is teaching me how to do a 1-inch punch, and I need it recorded from a distance in order to practice it later.
Oh my god.
Why?
Because she asked me very politely, Morgan. What more do you want?
No, why do you need to know this, Sarah? Adonai, surely you can intuit the advantages of a 1-inch punch.
I can't wait for this to show up in a later chapter where, like, Sarah saves Morgan from something by using the 1-inch punch or something.
Because there's no wind-up, you can execute it without telegraphing your move to your opponent, and deliver maximum force to a critical weak point, even in the tightest of close-quarters combat. Not to mention, if the opponent has triggered any loser flags, your damage will double for each of them. What?
What Sarah means is that an opponent who's overconfident is likely to leave themselves open at a vital moment, Morgan. And that's not incorrect.
Right. Well, I don't know anything about quarters combat or loser flags, but I do understand basic physics. Adonai? And so I can state this much with complete and utter certainty.
Hey.
When performed by the same person,
Hey.
all else being equal,
Stop.
a 1-inch punch will never be more effective than just throwing a normal one. That can't be true.
Why would you?
Am I wrong? You didn't have to say it like that. There was no need for you to say it like that. How am I the bad guy here? The fact that you can even say that is... Oh, it's not like any rules about human martial arts apply to androids in the first place, right? That is true. Why is this text red? See? Perfect Okami. What was that? Morgan is gonna be or Sarah's gonna be a world-class fighter by the end of the game. Silly. Sorry, I needed to get a little water. So what is this? Oh, it's about the. Oh, it's like in the blue blood place. Okay, got it. Throwing out flowers. It always depresses me, actually putting them in the bin. Well, they end up just withering around my place. Might have some kind of record for number of flowers killed at this point. Why do you buy so many flowers? I don't buy them, I get sent them. And chocolates and wine and lockets of hair. Sometimes all mixed together. What the fuck? How these people even know where to... Mama? What? You give anybody my address? The hell kind of question is that? How did they get my address then? Maybe if you stop putting your personal contacts on your business cards, it wouldn't be so easy to find. So now if a woman's friendly, she deserves to get stalked? Not very forward of you, Mama. Forward? You think I... Oh, wait, I'm doing like the same voice. Oops. Forward? You think I don't know about forward? You brats don't know shit about political correctness. When I was your age, we'd let... She's gonna go for a while if you need to save battery or data or whatever. Oh, no. So this is where you previously worked? Yeah, I was what they call a #1 gal. And that involved people buying you lots of drinks? Selling dreams. That sounds like a very nice way to make a living. Nah, it's pretty mean. What are you doing here anyway? Gloating? If you're not gonna come back, don't lounge around. Your old fans will get the wrong idea. Come on, Mama. I'm just sitting here. And a crowd's already gathering. My bad. Would you ever consider making a return? Nah. I didn't hate it. Don't feel ashamed of it or the people I met doing it. Even if some of them are nagging grumps. Keep it up and I'm handing you a mop! But I want to be moving up, you know? Always up. And the only places up from here are those cloud palaces where the courtesans lounge on golden couches and get fed grapes or whatever. Big gap from here to up there, and there's no footholds. Either you make it all the way or you fall. Need a little more security in my income than that. Plus, working in security, I get paid to punch the teeth out of handsy assholes. Not even the most powerful courtesan in the city gets to enjoy that feeling. True. Without getting into more detail than you'd be comfortable with, how high is Mrs. Kim in the organization's leadership? Pretty high. But she also works here as a manager. So does she need to? We're not as rich as the Ikari or insane like as the rest. We all gotta work if we want to eat. Leadership included. I see. But even so, this workplace seems very high energy for someone of her age. I think she's comfortable here. She married into the Blue Bloods, you know? And the pictures of her I've seen, the vibe I get, I think she was kind of a trophy wife. Oh. Her husband's whole family dying, leaving her in charge. She got burned on that deal. But she handled it, obviously. I can't name any other old guard I would tolerate hosting under. The hell are you whispering over there? Not whispering anything, Mama. Your hearing's just gone to shit. What the fuck? He's my brother-in-law's illegitimate son. He had his mistress give birth at the manor. Guess he was afraid if she went to the hospital, the paparazzi might notice. Of course, as it turned out, that was the least of our worries that night. I could pass a message to him if you'd like. The hell would I even say? We're already dangling literally all the money we can in front of him. And he's not taking the bait. I didn't mean another offer. I thought you might want to pass on a more personal sentiment. Fat chance. We don't share any blood. We never met. And if the fox asked him to kill me, he wouldn't blink. I think that Suzuki would blink. Aw. Give it up. Suzuki and I aren't family, little girl. But if we wanted to be family... Ah, forget this shit. I've got a job to get back to. If I look away for 5 seconds, all the talent around here devolves back into high school drama addicts. She took my locker. He stole my deodorant. No one can deny your work ethic, Miss Kim. Or Mrs. Kim. Thanks, I know. But you still gotta pay for a full hour's worth of that booth. Would Adonai be upset if I put it under her name? The fuck? Interesting. Okay, what is this? Recovered session? Oh, interesting. Alright, it's recording. Alright, it's recording. Tanks, do you have to record this? Oh no, I think that was... No, that's fucking Miller or whatever. Tanks, you have to record this. If I don't record it, Creek will ask me for notes when he doesn't remember any of it next week. Guilty as charged. Do you have to video record it? It's fine, Miller. Also, I don't know how to do it, so it's just audio. What's up, Trey? It's bothering you again? Huh? Are they flickering? Nah, but you're staring a hole in the wall. Oh, I was just thinking, like, are we cyberpunk? I think we qualify, yeah, but we can go get you some felonies if you're feeling... No, I mean, like, culturally, is this cyberpunk? What is this conversation? What do you mean? Just ice and paper? Easy entertainment that can't be bugged or tracked. Perfect way to fight Big Brother, don't you think? Yeah, but we could do cards or something, too. You think playing Go Fish is cyberpunk? Well, no, but, like, a tabletop RPG? Whoa! That's what you're on about? I'll be real. You sound dumb as shit right now, man. Huh? There's literally nothing more cyberpunk than a tabletop RPG. He's got a point. Learn your history, Trey. Oh, they're actually... Okay. Now pay attention. As you approach the town's walls, swords clanging against shields ring out. Voices rise and arrows are loosed. You've stumbled upon the closing acts of a fierce battle. It's clear the players intend to let it play out to its natural conclusion. Up on the parapets, a stern, horned woman, her long, proud hair slicked with the same blood that drips down her brow, spots you. Her eyes go wide. She doesn't seem pleased to see you. She thinks we're like enemy reinforcements. We kinda are. We got a charter from the dukedom to protect its people, and the horned guys are all foreigners. Can't we ignore that? If I break an oath, my build is screwed. Oh. I have a telekinesis, right? You gonna toss her off the wall? What? No, talk to her. What's the spell? You have a telepathy talent, if that's what you're asking. Right, okay. I use telepathy. Roll the dice. I got a 14. Okay. Skimming the surface of her mind, you see vision. This is insane. A D&D session right here, or a tabletop session right here. I'm like, maybe I should. I don't have any snoozes because of the last time, so I might need to go ahead and just let this one stop for a second and let this ad play out. I want to finish all these. This will probably be the last one because I want to finish these bonuses. I think it'll be. I'll decide if I want to keep going after I finish all of these and like play something else. But I at least want to make sure we finish these. So we'll take a second and we'll get back to this tabletop session. Apparently, take care of yourselves. Food, water, med stretch, bathroom, and we'll be right back.
Okay. Give me one more second. Okay. I was just trying to figure something out for a little bit later. But okay. I am back. Let's head up. Right, we were in the middle of this. Skimming the surface of her mind, you see visions of allies cut down and civilians fired upon. Her skull is teeming with rage and despair at this brazen defilement of the rules of war. Oh shit, this is a Hornling village and she's under attack. Tough luck, you've got an oath. Yeah, but if I ignore the plight of the innocent, my build is screwed. Paladins have it rough. Well, can we get inside? The woman is injured, but not beaten. Within a few paces of her lies the lever that opens the gate. She eyes you and readjusts her grip on the club. She is seriously considering destroying the device to prevent you from entering. Can't she hear me? Yeah. Okay, I used persuasion. We're cool, lady. 19. Every time. Ugh, how do I even... Damn. Taken aback by your earnest appeal, she spots a glimmer of hope in your arrival, and betting on that hope, she throws open the gates for you. Greek, do you have different dice than the rest of us? What'd we come here for again? Rumors of a powerful necromantic tome in the area drew you towards the supposed final resting place of Elsbeth, the Never-Dying. Okay, persuasion. I asked the lady where Elsbeth's tomb is. 20. That's not even... Well, she is at first taken aback by your abrupt change of topic. Your, quite clever wording subtly hints at the idea that Elsbeth's crypt might have a weapon powerful enough to drive off her village's raiders for good. The elders used to frighten us with tales of Elsbeth's might to get us to behave. I remember my Nan would tell us that she'd rise up from under the town church if we didn't do our chores. Okay, so the dungeon's in the church. But of course, the church is locked down and full of our women and children, along with the sick and the elderly. We'd never risk their safety by opening the church doors while this battle yet rages. Well, yeah, but I can just pick the lock, right? Man, you always do this. Do what? You always luck your way out of the battles, and then we get beat up for 15 turns. I come back to revive you, don't I? I don't think you've even lost HP yet. I'm playing smart, avoiding conflict. Oh my god. Avoiding all the scenarios I set up, too. Alright. I'll, throw a knife at one of the raiders. 19. Seriously. The knife, hits him, right in his eye, and he dies instantly. Dropping the keg of burn gel he was rushing towards the nearest fortification. Wait, that's me. That's my guy right near. He dropped a bomb. I have 3 charges of hilarious interception. I can shield you. That's so silly. So the Hornlings in this village are legal citizens. I thought they were all foreign to this land. This village is lorded over by vampires, though, remember? So you wouldn't want to live here. It's like a shit town or a ghetto for immigrants or whatever. How's that work? Why is the Duke cool with vampires? It's all legal. The Hornlings just pay blood taxes instead of gold for their lord's protection. So they got vampires here, too. Can we go in the castle and kill the vampire lords? I mean, you can do whatever, but the vampire clan is the legal protectorate in the area, so you'd be committing a crime. Is your build screwed if you commit a crime, Miller? I think if it's like the right thing to do, it doesn't break any oaths. So is killing the vampire lords the right thing to do? Kind of subjective. Oh my god. Not what you want to hear from your good guy. Well, I'm not a good guy. I'm only playing as one. So, takes. If we charge into the castle, it's probably filled with traps and guards and shit, right? I know, the parallels of this is so good. I'm not gonna tell you. Come on. Look, it's a castle. There will be defenses and shit, yeah. I'm game. Hornlings seem cool. Let's go kill some landlords. After the fight we just went through.
We just rested. Yeah, but you just did like 5 nat 20s in one encounter. I think you might be burning through all your luck. I'm happy to burn all through my luck if it means getting to kill some bloodsuckers with you boys. Aww. Thanks, Creek. But also, you are literally out of change of fortune charges. You just rested. It was a short rest, though. Damn. Reality's cruel. I mean, that is kind of what tabletop ends up being sometimes, you know? So it makes sense. I think that's really neat. Because you can... I don't know. I think about how many things I've paralleled in in the Pokemon tabletop as well. So... it makes sense for sure that would show up here. I like that a lot. That was a fun little scene. What else is there? Oh, there's a couple. Okay. What? Sighting, witness statement, anonymous report, emergency call from a burner. What is all this? Why are all these tips getting reported all of a sudden after the trial's over? Oh, this is a post-trial, okay. It smells, right? What do you mean? All this new info coming in surrounding Creek's pod. And all of it porting towards the rust for some reason. You don't buy it? Of course I don't buy it. So you think the Ikari are trying to point fingers at the rust after Suzuki's been proven innocent? Well, no, that doesn't make much sense. But someone's trying to pull something. If the Blue Bloods are the victims and you eliminate the Ikaria, that just leaves the rust. But why would they want to misdirect attention onto themselves? I don't know. I guess it can't be them doing it. But gang wars have winners and losers, right? Someone stands to benefit from pitting the Reds versus the Blues. True. But finding that someone is a task that even OC would struggle with. And we've got our own hands full. With Wyatt. Sorting through all the false conversations and love letters addressed to heartbreak. Prep for the convention. Chief wants everything to shine. Ugh. Grin and bear it. Any hair out of place in the private sector will... Huh. Right, that is a thing that's about to happen, isn't it? Huh. Phone call? Yeah, it's a family thing. Would you excuse me? No, it's fine. I need some air anyway. Hello? Whoa, hey, wasn't sure you'd pick up. Why wouldn't I pick up for my adorable nephew? Nephew? What is this, am I on speaker? We gotta stick to code names. No, I'm just gonna have to delete this all later. Thanks for that. Why would you call me on this line? It's the only number I have. You haven't exactly kept in touch. I don't... Relax, man. It's a joke. Remember those? You used to be good at them. Yeah, I remember. Never took anything seriously. Only way to live. I hope you don't mean that. Oh, I hear a teaching moment coming on. It's like riding a bike for you. Why call me now? Take a guess. Oh, you can't. You're serious? You're the one trying to take credit for Creek's pod? What? Waste not, want not. No one else seemed interested in it. Hey, nephew. Yes, sir. What the fuck are you thinking? The Blue Bloods will drown you. You think you have numbers? Well, they have unity. A lot less unity than they did a week ago. Creek was a flickering light bulb of low-quality hope for the young bloods. I extinguished that, and the old guard haven't even tried to retaliate. If I were young blood, I'd start feeling pretty damn disposable right about now. You want to start a civil war, that's on your head, but taking credit for kills you didn't earn sounds like a pretty dumb way to spark it. Fake it if you ever want to make it. Don't worry, the young bloods will start seeing some very real casualties soon enough. Don't do this. You even have permission from... Now that's low. You, of all people, threatening to tell Mom because I'm taking initiative, because I'm stirring a pot that's stone cold. You want to act your age, urge caution, pray 3 times a day to the status quo, go right ahead. I'm gonna move. What the hell? I'm sorry. I didn't call to argue. This was a courtesy call. Thought you might appreciate a warning about all the smoke that'll get blown up your ass over the next few weeks. Thanks.
But I'm not so old I can't recognize bullshit when I smell it. That's good. Glad to hear you're still sharp. Besides, I'm not an OC anyway. You went back to arson? You're not still in homicide, are you? Thought that was like a sabbatical. Nah. That sucks, because I met all the guys who are in OC, and I don't like any of them. Sounds like they're doing their jobs then. Sure, sure. Hey, listen, I didn't mean to drop contact. Don't worry about it. You picked up when I called. That's all anyone could ever do, right? Bare minimum. Yeah, well, not like I can invite you over for dinner. Guess not. Don't do anything that'll get you killed. Damn, you're full of good advice today. Got the fortune cookies afraid for their job security. I mean it. Don't do anything that'll get you killed. There it is, the double emphasis. What'd you used to always say? Redundancy, redundancy, right? I remember. Believe it or not, I took every lesson to heart. What the fuck? Okay, I mean, I guess they made it obvious that that London had some interesting connections, but still, damn. Okay, and then received call. Hey. No, I'm glad you called. I could use some decompression. Well, I just had a loss. But don't tell anyone I called it that. Emma. Thanks. It'd be the death of me if it ever got out. Yeah, no, I read the story. Well, what I could. It's kind of hard to read anything in between the editorializing. Right. If it gets you the resources, who cares? I don't know at this point. If I can be conspiratorial for a second, I'm not sure they want Heartbreak caught. That's going a bit far. It's more like, so long as Heartbreak's out there, they want to take advantage of the moment. People are scared because of Heartbreak. The state thrives on fear. Some of the radicals are getting bold. The state will relish the chance to draw them out. Maybe after the election. No, that's okay. I've thought about it myself. I just don't want to go that path if I don't have to, you know? Still got my pride. Really? Wow, they're taking it pretty seriously then. Reflects their priorities, of course. Data's their lifeblood. No, I mean, that's great. How long will you be in town? Yeah, I'm excited to finally meet. In person. Aww. We should get dinner. Yeah, definitely. Sorry, if you were hoping for that kind of excitement, but no. There's no jealous ex in the picture for you to worry about. I think you'll be fine. Is she fucking, like, getting it? Wait. Is this meant to be, like, a kind of online, like, GF kind of situation? Because... just kind of relatable. um... I guess. It sounds like that's what that's meant to be, right? I think. It's really cute if that is. I mean, regardless, I think that's fun. That, like, you know, she has her life out and her friend or her people outside of this. Okay, what is going? The fucking. There you go. That time I had it open. Twitch, can you fucking not be a baby about this for Vatra? Because that's fine. The cock chair. Damn, Morgan's getting out. Damn, Morgan's not in the. Morgan was too slow. Now Vatra, or not Vatra. Now Emma found a GF online. Damn, but that's really cute. I like that. It's very real or very relatable. Yeah. Okay, but I think that's it. So, go back. True. Morgan and Reyes should be together instead. There we go. That's good. But that's it. We did it. I'm all caught up. That's awesome. Very wonderful time. Had so much fun going through all of this. Honestly, it's been a really cool time just doing all of this. I feel like a good amount of people, or I don't know. I feel like I definitely met people during this. I mean, hi voucher. I deviled the me when the devil of in of the when devil of out the of the food cold. um, but so and it's just such a fucking awesome story. God, I haven't really taken up another like court visual novel since fucking asset flip. So it's nice to come back to one with the sauce like this. And I'm enjoying it. It's so good. I'm so excited for more. I can't wait for 3. I am going to be ready to go when chapter 3 releases. Is there a date on that? Actually, hold on. Uh just 2026. Okay. So I am going to be keeping an eye out on that because yes, please. I want to play that. I'm so excited for that. I want to stream that when I can. Probably first thing, honestly, because goddamn, this is so good. I'm so excited to see more. Good shit. Good shit. I love this. You should play Asset Flip. Be ready for the most insane brain rot known to any person, but you should do it anyway. Yeah. It is. Yeah, no. I'm so excited to see more of this. I'm gonna be thinking about this forever now. It's so good. It's so fucking good. Wow. Okay. I think I want to go a little bit longer today, just cause I don't know. There's still more time. I'm feeling good. I want to do a little chills thing. Uh, to move forward on this stream. So, and I think I haven't, and I think I know what I want to do. So, it's great time.